Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. If you can hear me loud and clear, just give me a 1 in the chat box. Just give me a 1. Let me just do some adjusting. All right. Great to see everyone today, this morning. And while we are still have more people flowing today, yes, great to see everyone 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. If you have yet to prepare yourself fully, like to get yourself some drinks, breakfast, please do so. Please do so, because today will be most likely end around 1, latest 1:15. End around that time, so that later on we can have time with family and have a good lunch. All right. Okay, so there's a few of you asked, hey, why today start at 10 a.m.? So for the previous few days, we feel that, hey, there's a lot of values that I would like to give to you, as of course, all your responses, your interaction with us. We feel that, hey, maybe we can give you more. Maybe you can learn more. So that's why we start this session at 10 o'clock. Is it all right? If it's all right, just give us an okay. Because rather than we drag until like 2 or maybe 2 plus, then we'll be very hungry by then. Why not we start earlier? All right. Yeah, that's our thought lah. Why not we start earlier, start at 10? Since it's a weekend, then it's better to start earlier, right? Okay, so here while we are still waiting, maybe some of you will say, I thought initially start at 11 and then I might miss out the morning part. So for those who miss out, I would not like them to miss out the content part. So what I'll be starting this morning proper, maybe I will be starting with some sharing or case study. Is it all right? If it's okay, just give me a okay. So instead of start the content proper, whereby people will coming in, maybe they will miss out the content part, which is very, very crucial in terms of like investing. Why not we start with some sharing or case study like that? All right. All right, so yesterday onwards, or the second days onwards, we have been giving you quite a bit of companies to start off with your watch list, right? If let me just have some sense. How many of you, how many companies that you have get throughout this program already, like case studies or sharing in your watch list? If you say none, I would need to bang more already. Well, about 4, I think definitely more than 4. Come on. Yeah. All right. Okay. So like 10, 12, a lot of you are, a lot of time, my style of sharing is not like I blatantly tell this is the company, this company. A lot of time I will slip in between. There's good companies, there's bad companies. So some of you will get like range between like 7 to 12 or 13. So for those who say, hey, why I only got 7 now? Why this one? Why other people got 12 or 13 now? Anyone feel like a bit FOMO one? Wow, I got 30 some more. Hey, is there anything I miss out? Hey, do you have that kind of feeling? I only take good. All right. Okay, so it is all right. I mean, you pick up some or pick up, if you miss out some, you can just always go back to the recording. Can share the list. I only have a few. Ferlin, do you have your pen and paper with you? If you have that, please be ready. Please be ready with that. Limited by exchange. Hey, come on, company. You have the company, you can go find out one. It doesn't mean that you don't have the exchanges in your V app, you cannot look at it, right? It's just that for the companies that not in the V app, you can just go to the annual report. Later, I will show you how. Go to the annual report, find out numbers. Just that you need to do more work lah. All right. Hey, if you understand that, just give me a yes. Means let's say you go for Hong Kong exchange, you don't have inside of V app. That means you need to work more. Unless you go, you can subscribe for additional exchange. Or else, just need to do more work. It's like when you're cooking, you don't have the recipe. You just need to like try. Just need to do a bit more. Do a bit more research other than referring to recipe. It's the same thing now. Okay. So some of the lists that we have been building on yesterday. I haven't shared my iPad. Let me just share my iPad first. Okay. Wait a while. Yep. If you can see my iPad, just raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So 5 is written down, but I believe I shared more than that. I believe I shared more than 5 is the one that I written down. All right. Okay. So let's share what the things that I would like to go through today. All right. Hey, what's the time now? Should be 10, right? Hey, why my iPad is 9:41? Never mind. All right. Shot me a while just now. I thought I start way more earlier. All right. So today I'll be sharing a case study. But before I start a case study, why not start with a more interesting video? More interesting video. Okay. Okay. Let me test the sound first.
Ideas. They're born when two separate things come together to form something new. Incredible, fun, even magical. And the results? Oh, the results can change the world. Like this crazy idea 20 years ago. What if we brought together software and the internet, business and philanthropy, companies and customers? These ideas are why we're here today, as one powerful community. And yet our future is brighter than our past. Our dreams are bigger. Our impact stronger. Our potential limitless. Just imagine what we can bring together. Let's bring dreamers and doers together. Learners and leaders. Coders and closers, trailhead and trailblazers, Astro, Cody, Cloudy, and Einstein, you and your future. Let's bring companies and customers together. How about the right message to the right person at the right time? Let's bring customer and 360 together, Salesforce and Tableau, AI and OMG. What about retailers and shoppers, hospitals and patients, insurance and reassurance, small business, big dreams? Let's bring trust, customer success, innovation, and equality together. Equal work and equal pay, shareholders and stakeholders, C-level and C-level. Doing well and doing good. Together, we can make the world a better place. Because business is the greatest platform for change. We just need to let our ideas come together. Welcome to Dreamforce.
All right. Hey, how do you feel after you watch this video? What's the video give you? I mean, what's the feeling you get from this video? And what do you receive? Utopia. What else? Dynamic. Too much bullshit. Salesforce has a good marketing team. Empowerment. Inspirational. Stun forward. Collaboration. Anything can be done. Confidence in them. 2-minute waste. Hey, come on. Hey, don't you agree this is quite a good marketing message that they want to send? Do you agree so? Dream big, yeah. They form a very good marketing message so that people who follow them will know what they want to achieve, all right? And of course, this is the starting of the video for one of their most followed event, which is called Dreamforce, all right? You also, all right? So this is the annual event that they run that gather all their users, their customers, their all stakeholders in a single event to show what they have done for the previous year, and then what they can be done moving forward, especially sharing their new products, their new features, and to share their thoughts within their users and their engineers. Hey, do you think this is a very good event for their community? Means when there are new features, the engineer can share with them, and their customer can share their thoughts, their usage level, how they use their stuff to their engineer. With this thought exchange, do you think Salesforce, their product, can be better? If you think so, just give me a 1. Okay, so this is the annual event that they run every year. This is Dreamforce 2019. Of course, Dreamforce 2020, they have to hold it because of COVID-19. Bouncing off ideas to get better one, yes. So this is the companies that I would like to share with you today, which is Salesforce. Yesterday, I did share with you a bit, right? If you still remember, just type in 2. I give you a snippet of what the numbers about. But today, I want to share with you the business model, how they form all these business model. company with high risk. All right. Okay. In terms of like the V risk rating is show high risk. But let me show you the whole business model and then you decide yourself. All right. Okay. Let me show you my slides. Okay. So if you can see my slides on my iPad, just give me a 3. Just give me a 3 so that I know you are looking at this. Great, great, great. Okay. So this is the video I have shown you just now. Their dream force, their idea of how to make their software better moving forward. It seems like it's a marketing event, but it serves a lot of different purpose. It's a gathering, it's a community togetherness to make things better. All right. Okay, so this is a company, Salesforce. Right now, market cap is more than 120 billion. So these are slides that I did a few months ago, right? Okay, so we start off with what is the business? What is the right business? What is the right business model about this? What are they doing right in their business model? Okay, so should I show this video? No, I'll just share with you what is the video about, right? So in this video, it will share with you what is their different products and what does different products achieve within this Salesforce itself, right? So if you see all those services, I would say their function around this Einstein AI, okay? You see that sales, service, marketing, commerce, apps, analytic integrations, employee experience, trailblazers, all of these features are created surrounding this thing called Einstein AI, and to add value to this person in the middle, which is the customer. Okay, so what are they doing is they aggregate all the key features or key functional stuff inside the organization and combine with Einstein AI, which is the number crunching, the data crunching software, to give the customer the best analysis, the best data analysis, the best information for us to use. All right. After hearing this, do you understand what they do? If you understand, just give me a 1. If you don't understand, just give me a 2. Wow, really? You know, when I first heard about this company, wow, I really totally don't understand what they do. They share this thing out like so grand, so huge, in the sense that I can't get what they do. If you have that, I've had that feeling also, just give me a me. Like the video itself. Hey, after I watched a 2-minute video, like what Clement said, hey, waste my time. Hey, because I have no idea what they do. They have a very grand vision, but I have no idea what is the basic stuff they do and how do they make money. Like how do they make money? Hey, if you have that thought, hey, how do they make money? Just give a dollar sign. How do they make money? It talk so much. I don't know how you make money. Okay, so a lot of time when a company have this kind of vision, they talk it very grand. This is a time where we go a bit more deeper. We go understand the very basic thing, like, hey, tell me how you make money. You tell me you do this, do that, hey, but if you didn't tell me how you make money, hey, I will not invest in your company, all right? Okay, so like what's stated right here, they want to find out the single source of truth. If you don't know anything about this company, you have to remember this thing, the single source of truth, okay? They are making our consumer or the customer itself understand the single source of truth. I will share with you what is this thing, SSOT, using big data. Yes, you are right, using big data. Okay, so let me share with you each segment, how do they add value to the customer and how could they make money. Okay, are you ready? If you are ready, just type in ready. Okay, each segment of business, they are very unique value they can give out to their consumer. All right. Okay, so anyone who used Salesforce software before, I did ask before. If you used before, just give me a 1. Charlie used before. Wow, actually quite a bit. Wow, Gwen, ready. Patrick, Catherine, hey, this is the things that you will understand. Maybe in your organization doesn't use each and every segment, but you may use 1 or 2 segments. All right. Okay, so first, they are started off with this thing called Sales Cloud Services. What is Sales Cloud Services? All right, in every organization, which is the teams that go out to make money one? Everyone, which is the team that go out to make money one? Everyone, just type in sales lah. Okay, in the organization itself, if there isn't a salesperson, there isn't a sales team, hey, you couldn't make money lah. So in every organization, sales team is very crucial to generate revenue for the organization itself. Okay, so CRM knows this. Okay, Salesforce knows this. Okay, so what do they do? a lot of companies, they when they meet their customer, when they meet their clients, it's like one-on-one basis, right? Every customer is unique. Do you think so? Like every customer is unique. So that's why you have to use a unique way to talk with every single customer. If you agree, so just give me a one, especially salesperson. Like, wow, this customer, they like this thing, so I have to talk this way. That company like to talk that thing, so I have to talk that way. All right. Or this company like this product, I better don't tell him any other product. Okay. So for Salesforce, they also understand this. But do you think that all these unique will also form a group of people? Means this group of people, they have a need of so-called, like, let's say this is an insurance product. They have a need of having a family insurance. If you know that, just give me a 2. Means yes, there's a lot of unique customer, but although it's unique, they also form a group one. Okay, so what this sales cloud can do is, whenever a salesperson, they make a call, they can make a call through this Salesforce platform. And then when they make a call, they have a so-called recording. They have a recording of this call, and then they will gather the data from it. Okay, so for example, this person called Jackson Lopez with the consumer. Within the team itself, this person who handled it, they make a success sales on this life insurance, so-called success upsells. For example, this person called in, asked about insurance, and then after they find out what's the need of this person, he used an upsell script whereby this person successfully signed this product. Okay, so this salesperson A successfully signed it, and then the team analyze it and then cut it into these small pieces, so that salesman B, when they find the same need, could he use salesman A script to sell to this persons that handling, the salesperson B that handling another client? If you think it can be done, just give me a 1. Means hey, this person know the needs, know how to share the product itself successfully. Another person can benefit from it. And then with that, this customer also happy with it, because they find these two customers are very similar, they are very close, very similar. So with that, it can increase the customer sales, the company sales number, right? If this can use across the company, do you think it is very beneficial for the company? If you think so, just give me a yes. Everyone will use the same way, or some may change a bit, but with the same recording that they contain all the data in it, it helps the sales to grow bigger. It helps company make more money. Hey, if you are company management, do you think you spend some time to look at it? If you spend some time, just give me a yes. All right, so this is a very, very crucial product when it started off. All right. And then why they started off with sales team first? Whenever you talk about CRM, a lot of time, CRM is like you store your customer email, phone number, address, the few products they buy, and that's it, right? But Sales Cloud did it differently. They did it for a sales purposes. And let me ask you, throughout the organization, who make the most money? Department, who makes the most money? Everyone, sales, right? Okay. If a company need to allocate budget for growth or for expenses, your boss, okay, which team have a bigger say? Sales team, right? Okay, so that's why they started off their organization from the sales, and they started off their product from the sales angle. Hey, do you think they are smart? If you think they are smart, just type in the smart. Yeah, they start very smart in terms of forming this product. Okay, after this sales been done, okay, anyone's customer service support one means your sales team go already. You are the person who service the customer one. If you are the one, just type in me. Okay, wow, this is one of the most fight between the company. Like sales, you go out anyhow sell. In the end, who suffer? Customer service support suffer because you anyhow promise. Anyone feel that one? Especially customer service Okay, yeah. So customer service will also need to have some record, right? Because customer service may not meet this customer before one. They may not know what they want, especially like insurance. It's the salesperson who sell, right? But in the end, I have complained whatever. Hey, I as a customer support, I have no idea what they talk to you. I no idea what they buy. I no idea when you buy and why you buy. Customer firefighter. All right. So that's why the next natural products that they create is this module, which is the Service Cloud module. Okay, it's helped the internal customer service team to continue to service this client more effectively. For example, this so data record, it congregates all the products they buy, congregates what's the stage they are in, and so-called if they have any things they want to claim, they can come in and then they can support easily. Okay, dispute service creator for this. All right, okay, so this is the natural product that they create next, which is the Service Cloud service. So for a customer service support, you have all the data congregate in the same platform. Do you think it's useful? If you think it's useful, just type in useful. Okay, in my previous company, as a customer service, I also customer service, I need to have a few software one. So in my desktop, I have few software. One software is customer data record, means their personal details. One software is their customer transaction detail. One software is like customer intended products information. So I have product information page, I have their previous transaction page, I have this data page. Means I got a lot of page all over the place. Anyone experienced that before? If you experienced that, just give me one. Means all your information is all over the place. You need to click here, click that. Very, very troublesome one. Wow, okay. I don't know whether it pushed your pain point or not. Wow, it definitely an extremely pain point for me previously. Wow, I need to search here, search there. It's not in the same place. But the Service Cloud able to do that. It congregate everything. So this customer you see what's their policy coverage what they are looking for call street, call notes, all inside here. All right. Okay. So these are the two main products that they started off with. Next, you have your sales, you have your customer service support, and you need to get more leads. So the natural way to go is to have a marketing cloud. This marketing cloud, they'll go outsource for so-called source for customer. So they push out like email marketing or those Facebook marketing, whatever social media marketing, and put under this marketing cloud service. Yeah, anyone so-called have this experience of doing email marketing or sending out information or sending out through social media. Okay. So this email marketing is very, very interesting one. When I heard of it, I would say, wow one, okay? Whenever anyone send email before, if you send email before, just give me a one, okay? A lot of time when we send email, it's all text one. You cannot put in like video, okay? If you put in video, you go to your web page. If you need them to fill up something, fill a form, you need to go to web page, okay? So everything have to, in the email itself, they have to click to other places to fill out a form. But what they have developed is, in this same email, they can collect information straight away. You see this email, right? So what is your recommended? So you can just select in the email and click submit. You will just fill out the form straight away. You don't need to go anywhere else. Hey, do you think this email is powerful? If you think this email is powerful, just give me a one. It means you don't need to go anywhere. In the email itself, you just fill in 1, 2, 3, that's it. That's where they can collect information. Wow. When I heard of this, I said, wow, this is the holy grail for all the email marketers. All the email marketers are longing for this. But Salesforce have this so-called software that can do this. All right. So other than that, they also know there's a changes in the business model. A lot of business need to go online, go e-commerce. So that's why they also have e-commerce service to build up all your apps and stuff like that. And then they also have this AI. Okay. Do you see this Einstein designer generating design? So what they do is they can create a few models like template A, template B, template C. And then from this ABC template, the Einstein will gather the most effective template that you can use. Okay. So for example, you need to have a bigger photos. You need to have a bigger product name, price put a bit smaller. The features or the description of product have to be very attractive so that you increase the likeliness for them to buy the product. Hey, do you think this is useful for e-commerce player? If you think this is useful, just give us a 2. Okay, So for example, Shopify also done that. Okay, Shopify, but it's very Shopify doesn't customize for user, but this app service design, it customized for every different user from different kind of industry. All right. Okay. So of course, you also have a lot of different data source, right? For example, company previously would have using like Amazon connector. They may have using those IBM so-called data like it's like Oracle, they have this so-called data integration and stuff like that. You have all different things from all different service provider. So Salesforce, what they do is they put everything into single platform. They just need an API to feed all your data into Salesforce so that they can gather all your information in a single site. If you have all your information in your single site, that's where the big data come in. If you can see that, just type in big data. They have all your big data coming into a single site whereby you can analyze and find out what is the crucial data that can help your business moving forward. It can help you, I mean, in terms of question, like a lot of time you ask, hey, which product sell the best in this and whatever location? If this product sell in this so-called East Coast, can this same product sell at West Coast, especially in US, which is so huge? It can sell in New York. Can it sell in California? Would it be possible? What is the things that I need to take care of? That's why they have this, so this is the external data that can fit into the platform. That's why after this data integration software thing, which is Microsoft, you have this Tableau to tabulate all the information that is crucial to the business. And then if this product can sell in New York, they find, if this same product sell in California, how should I sell? What is the target group should I go to? Wow. If you are the sales and marketing team, you look at this, would you say WOW? Wow, love Tableau. Yeah. This is the powerful of getting all the data together. Love it so much. All right. So right now, do you have better idea what they do? If you have better idea, just give me a yes. Okay. So instead of like the advertisement that you saw just now, instead of what I mentioned in the beginning, right now, this is the value they give to their customer, the value of the data integration that they can provide to their customer. Okay. But how do they make money? Hey, I haven't tell you how do they make money, right? If you haven't know how they make money, just give me a dollar sign. Hey, okay, you give all this value. How exactly do you make money? Okay, how exactly do you make money? Okay. Yeah. So before I go into how do they make money, most important thing is selling data. They are not selling data per se. They are not selling data per se. Okay. They don't cross-sell data to other organizations. This is not their job because customer data is confidential. They can only integrate within the company itself. Whereby the company can use. So for example, Nike, Adidas, they cannot cross-sell data. No, this is not their forte. They provide this platform for Nike themselves, Adidas themselves, and then they use this platform to generate their own data. Nike and Adidas won't share data one, all right? Okay, so what are the peers that are doing? If you know this site called G2, okay? So if you are interested in all those online software company, like how they compare with each other, just go to G2. Everyone just type in G2. Okay, G2 is a site whereby if you're analyzing an online cloud platform company, online any service software company, go to G2 and then you'll find how do they compare with their peers. All right, this is a very comprehensive comparison. Okay, you see that our Salesforce is on the top right, which is they are high performers and they are the contenders. Okay, and you can see HubSpot. Yesterday, I heard some of you mention HubSpot, right? HubSpot, Zendesk, Keep is the Infusionsoft. If you know Infusionsoft, Keep is Infusionsoft. And then you see Oracle, SAP, okay? And there's a lot of different provider, but Salesforce is the best, is the one do they go to if you want to go for the best, all right? And how do they compare to their peers? Is it important to know that, hey, are they better than their peers? If it's important, just type in important. Okay, so right now I'm going to give you a broad overview, and then I'll use what we learned yesterday. Okay, it's very important. So they are the global leaders in CRM. Okay, so the second nearest is Oracle, SAP, Microsoft, Adobe. Okay, so they have the biggest market share in terms of CRM. Okay, so let's look at their growth driver. Okay, so in the world itself, especially after COVID-19, a lot of companies right now, they are speeding up. It's not like when we discuss, it's like, oh, I need to go online, I need to pre. Right now, they have to speed up to capture their customer online. If you understand that, just give me a yes. Right now, every customer is not like, oh, right now we do it progressively. No, right now they have to go all out, to make their staff, their service online. If not, the other party is going to take out the market share. And then in the end of the day, although you are good in offline, you are die off naturally. Okay, so that's why you can see worldwide, you can see the GDP in terms of like this IT enterprise, digital GDP means software service, information service. You see the digital GDP is growing higher, and the non-digital like retail and stuff like that, the GDP portion is growing lesser. And then people are spending more on digital spending rather than other IT spending. Other IT is like your laptop, your server. But right now, people are spending more on digital service, okay? So do you see that there's a tailwind, there's a tailwind that helps Salesforce. If you are like Zoom, like Zoom. If you see that, just give me a 1. So the industry is changing, and then Salesforce is riding on the change and to grow together. All right. So a lot of time when a company is in a tailwind or the industry is a tailwind, no matter it's a first player, second player, third player, all grow together. If you know what I mean, just type in together. Okay. So in this, and sometimes in this sector, all grow together. All right. But we are looking at the best. We are looking at the best. All right. So how do their growth? Just go through their growth phase first. Okay. So you can see that they grow as a sales platform first, and then they have this service cloud, and then they go to mobile, and then they expand to marketing, and then they have this analytic tool, and then we have this trailhead. Trailhead is something like an advocator. This advocate will share their so-called software to schools, will share their software to all those non-NGOs, like those NGOs are non-government office. So to help the community, to help the society to harness the greatness of technology. And there's this B2B commerce. Microsoft is an integration. All those data, they integrate through Microsoft. And then you have this Tableau, whereby to analyze all the data. All right. All in all, this is their growth. Okay. And how do they make money? I still am on their growth. So their customers is not just using single service, like sales is single service, marketing is single service. So their service is going to multi-cloud. Means people are using not just sales service, they use marketing, they use e-commerce, they use Tableau. Okay, do you see that there's growth in it? If you have growth, just type in growth, G-R-O-W-T-H, growth. All right, I'm a bit too fast. Okay, I'll slow down. Because when I share about this company, I tend to get a bit excited. I tend to get a bit excited. All right. Okay. So next, in terms of their growth wise, they also look at their next growth phase, which is from this year. So you can look at financial year 20. So their previous growth, you can see is quite fast one. So let's look at maybe 3 years. So you can see financial 17, this is 6, right? So across like 16 to 20, financial year 2016 to 2020. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Within 4 years, they have tripled their sales, 6 to 17, around tripled. Is this growth fast? If its growth is fast, just type in fast, F-A-S-T. The growth is very fast. And then they are looking at from 2020 to 2024, they are doubling their revenue. They are doubling their revenue. Okay, so let's get into how do they make money. Okay, all these software are not free. Okay, all these software are chargeable. How do they charge their so-called customer or charge their client? If they use Sales Cloud service, do you see that it's a bit smaller, but you see that USD 150, right? USD 150 per user per month. Per user per month. So if there's 10 users in this company, how much do they need to pay per month? If there's 10 users, 1,500. And then if there's 10 users, how much per year? How much per year? 60K easily. Just 10 users, 60K easily. And then let me ask you, for all the big corporations, do they have a lot of salesperson? If they're 100, is 600,000. If they're 1,000 sales, is 6 million. Do you see that there's a lot of money right here? If you see there's a lot of money, just give me $, $sign. There's a lot of money here. All right. Okay. And then of course, they're not just sales cloud, they also have service cloud. So service cloud, they charge the same. But if you bundle it up, it's 175 per month. And then they have all sorts of different products. Okay. So do you see that they have a lot of different products to generate revenue for the company? Yeah. Okay. So this is how they make money. They charge by per user per month. Okay, so in short, this is called subscription service. Everyone just type in subscription. It's just like how you subscribe your Netflix, how you subscribe your Spotify. Okay, so this is subscription service, right? So they are the pioneer of subscription service. Yeah, they started off in 1999 and pioneered it, and they are the one who charge by monthly basis. All right, okay, yeah. Yep. So the mood itself, why they're so strong is because they have strong culture in it. They have strong followers that continue to use their product. So let me ask you, for customer itself. So let's say for the customer, you have the whole organization using this same software. And this software is so powerful and so useful. Not just powerful, it's so useful for the customer or for the user. Do you think it's easy for them to switch to another software? Means that I've used it for like maybe 3-4 years already. I'm used to it already. And it's so powerful. And I use it every single day. Yeah, like Apple say, sticky factor. Seikyon say, lock in. It's not easy for them to switch out. Okay. So you can see this as a switching cost. It's a high switching cost for them to switch to other software for customer. Okay. So for the power of the customer, is it high or low for Salesforce? Is the power of customer high or low? It's low. Customer say, yeah, I continue to use it. It generates so much revenue for me. I continue to use it. Okay, if too expensive right now, if the tool can help you generate more, the tool can help you more efficient, even if expensive, that's why people are still using it. If you can see it, just type in powerful. This is internal business model that we learned yesterday. I'm applying it. If you can see how I apply it, this is how we apply what we learned for yesterday. If you see that, just type in C. See the powerful of what we learned yesterday and apply into it. Okay, okay, so they are very good value. And then what is so unique about this platform is, do you heard of this thing called M&A? Merger and acquisition. If you heard before, just give me a 1. If you haven't heard before, just give me a 2. Merger and acquisition. So those who haven't heard before, is something like company A find this company B very attractive, and then they're good service, good products, and I want to buy it. So the company A pay a price for company B and buy over the company. So this is something like called M&A. Okay, so this is M&A. Okay, so how do the M&A happen inside Salesforce? Okay, so Salesforce, other than growing internally, whereby we call it organic growth, whereby they grow their own products, own stuff, they have this app exchange that have third party to build plugin for them. Anyone, do you know iTunes and Google Store? If you know that, just give me a 1. iTunes, Google Store. Okay, so how iTunes or how Google Stores or how it's not iTunes, it's App Store. Sorry, App Store and Google Store. Okay, or Google Play Store or Google Play. Google Play and App Store. I hope I get it right. Google Play and App Store. Okay, so there's third parties, software creator that create software for Apple, that create software for Google. But this idea, this App Store idea, who started it off first? Actually, is Salesforce. Hey, do you want to get the story of how they get this idea, like third party create for them? If you want, just give me a yes. Right now, this idea, you can apply to any other company. Hey, right now, I'm not sharing you a single case study. I'm sharing you the idea so that you can apply to other companies. So how do App Exchange started is when Salesforce, the CEO, is this from this book, Mark Bernoff. Don't know whether you can see or not. Mark Bernoff. Okay. This is the person. Mark Bernoff is the CEO of Salesforce. Mark Bernoff, CEO of Salesforce. He started from Oracle. All right. So when he found this Salesforce, and then he have this product, and he want to talk to one of his idol, which is Steve Jobs. Okay. So he has arranged this appointment. So naturally, Mark Bernoff, the Salesforce CEO, when he meet so-called Steve Jobs, Apple CEO, what do you think he will talk to? Hey, what do you think? Buy my product. Buy my product. I will sell you product. Okay. So Naturally, Mark Benoit, although he meet his idol, he also want to sell his product. So he in the meeting itself, he sell this product to Apple. But of course, that time Apple is so huge already. He didn't really, for Steve Jobs, he didn't really wanted to buy the software, but he really admire what Mark Benoit is doing. And he tell Mark Benoit, hey, if you want to grow, in the next year, you have to quadruple your sales. And then your profit have to double. When Mark Benoit heard of it, he will say, hey, is quadruple your revenue easy? If it's not easy, just type in hard. Okay, and then that's when Mark Benoit start to ask, why do we have this idea? Do you think there's way to grow this better? Okay, so Steve Jobs shared him, why not we open up this ecosystem so that we are not so reliant on our internet engineer. We have other third party to build the software for us. With this ecosystem, with this environment whereby we provide to third party to build for us, wouldn't our growth become faster? When this seed planted to Mark Benoit, Mark Benoit is like, hallelujah. It's like, wow, suddenly got this great idea. He go back to the company and propose this to the software developer team. Come on. Any developer in the house? Or any programmer in the house? Okay, so programmer back then, they are very proud of their own software one. So they don't want it. Yes. Hey, you simply get other people come in and build the product. What if the product is not suitable? What if the product it come in already, it crash our system? Hey, cannot lah. Right? Okay. Are you going to place my job? Yeah, okay. So initially, the whole developer teams internally they rejected it. Before he proposed this, he even registered this name called App Store. He even registered App Store. App Store, this name, Mark Benoit go register it, trademark it, and then the team don't like. So the first proposal he failed. And then second proposal, sometimes those visionary leader must do it one. So that's why he create App Exchange. You know the App Store, okay? App Exchange. So that's why the whole company have to go with it okay? But the same year when you go to this, anyone go to WWDC before? Like you attend online, like how Steve Jobs sell his product. If you see before, just give me a 1. If you haven't seen before, just go and look at it. How Steve Jobs sell all the Apple product. Very, very powerful. Okay. And then in this venue itself, Steve Jobs launched this thing called, right now, we have this store whereby you can purchase all the software that developed by all the great programmers. And this thing called App Store. Yeah, one more thing. Yes, this one more thing is App Store. And Mark Benoit is in the conference. And then he say, wow. All right. So they use the same name, App Store. And Mark Benoit registered it. So what do you think Mark Benoit will do? Sell? No. Mark Benoit give to Steve Jobs for free. Free. Yeah. Because this is a great idea that propel Salesforce moving forward. How does it propel? When you have so many software companies that create around you, let's say there's 100 software companies that create around you. Do you think that within these 100 companies, that are companies that very well integrated, that are very good for Salesforce? Do you think so? If you think so, just give me a yes. And for Salesforce, they only need to, other than grow themselves, within this ecosystem App Exchange that they build, they will know which one is the best. And then they invest in it. And then they buy over them and merge it into their system. Do you think this is much more easier for them to merge? Because initially, they know each other so much. they build on top of what Salesforce have built. Would this integration or M&A happen more naturally? If it's happened more naturally, just give you a yes. Okay, so a lot of M&A you see out there, they may not happen as naturally as then one. Why? Because maybe when they started off, it's different ecosystem, different culture, right? But with this, their M&A most of the time is very successful one. Yeah, fit and solo. All right. So this is how they grow. All right. Okay. So the risk wise is technological risk. There are M&A risk. Although they have very good M&A pipeline, but M&A is still a risk because we cannot for sure lah. For company, this is the key person risk. Mark Bernoff. He's the key person who drive the growth of the company. The key person who get the team members stay intact. Okay. So this company have key person risk. Everyone just type in risk. All right. Do you see that I'm applying what we learned yesterday again? All right. Okay. So these are the management, Mark Bernoff and Parker Harris. All right. They have a source of talent. Every time they get a new M&A in, you see like Tableau, Mousesoft, all these CEO really so visionary. They get all these people in. There's a lot of talent inside the company. All right. All right. So this is the case study. So let us just go to the numbers then. Okay. Let us just go to numbers. So give you a complete view and flow on how we analyze the company. Okay, let me just, okay. Where is my, here. Right. Hey. Okay. So this is their numbers. I believe yesterday we did go through a bit. But today I would like to give you a more deeper number. Is it okay? Numbers that you didn't learn in class, but be ready of your notes. You can write down this thing. So yesterday we go through the revenue numbers, like the so-called the revenue numbers, the EPS, okay? The revenue, the EPS, the debt, the cash flow, okay? So the cash flow is growing bigger and bigger, right? Okay? And one of these, the key thing about subscription is when you pay subscription, do you pay first and use for the 1 year, or after 1 year you pay? Which one? Pay first or pay later? Upfront, right? Okay. So they are paying the stuff upfront. That's why they can collect a lot of money. That's why the cash flow grow. And then if the likeliness of you subscribing it continue next year, do you foresee the same revenue or same sales will happen next year? If you foresee that, just give me a 1. Means if I like the product, next year I continue to use, right? Okay. Yeah. So you can see that, wow, that's how I check whether there are people of using the subscription growing higher and higher. In balance sheet supplement, where is it? Oh no, balance sheet details, not supplement. You see this thing called unearned revenue. Everyone type in unearned revenue. Yeah. What is unearned revenue? Unearned revenue means revenue that they haven't earned yet. Means they have collect the money, but they haven't delivered the service yet. Okay, they have collect the money, but they haven't delivered the service yet. Do you see that their unearned revenue keep growing up? Yeah, this is how they keep on making a lot of money. They have 10 billion unearned revenue. Means people have already paid, but they haven't delivered the service yet. Do you think this is good? If you think this is good, just give me a good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the case study from the business model to how I find out the numbers. And then later on today, we'll go into valuation. Unearned is opposite receiver. Yes. All right. Okay. So everyone, do you see the flow? From just now, I spent like around 30 minutes to share a case study. If you see the flow, just type in FLOW, flow. Okay. So build upon of what you have learned. Build upon for what you have learned. Okay. Hey, and I ask, when you hear me sharing this case study, do you think, there's a lot of things that you need to find out? If there's a lot, just type in a lot. All right. Okay. So the thing is not to confuse. The thing is for you to see the flow of analyzing a company. This is the intention of me sharing out here. Okay. Where can I see the unearned revenue? Inside balance sheet. Okay. So for this flow itself, same thing. You understand how they make money. You understand the business model, the mode itself, like switching costs, how they can keep customer intact, to make money for the forward 3 to 5 years. Okay, the number itself, how they grow previously, how their numbers have grown. Do they borrow much money? Okay, so this is the flow in the analysis of the company. And after I analyze this, I conclude this is a good company. And then after which I will only go to valuation for the next part. All right. 1 star high risk. I think yesterday I go through, right, why I still accept 1 star. From Jun Tong, are you in the class yesterday when I shared this? If you are, just type in yes. Okay, so if you forgotten that part itself, you can always go back to the portion yesterday because I mentioned it yesterday. I don't want to repeat that. Okay, so the risk inside the things that highlighted, I accept it. I accept the risk. Okay, but of course, when I accept the risk, that means I know there's the risk right there. Okay, and if things happen to the company, I know this is the risk that I already accept and undertaken. Okay, so any one of you want to find, how do I find out all this information? Like, wow, there's a lot of things. How do I find out? Okay. Yep. So is it okay that I share the way of finding information so that later on you know what to find? Okay. You are the shareholder. Yeah. Before I become a shareholder, I study them first. I study them first. Okay. So in short, the most resourceful part, the most information part is all found inside the company website. Actually, I mean, if you see it's a lot. Actually, frankly speaking, I didn't done a lot of job in terms of like inside out analyst one, but I go to the company website. That's where I found a lot of information really. Okay, so what you can do is you just go to Salesforce. Okay, you can always go for you can just write down. It's just like you search for a company name, and then you search for this thing called investor relation. All right, or IR, company and investor relation. So let's say you want to go for Microsoft, you just type Microsoft investor relation. This will naturally come up the first one. So this is the place whereby you can find a lot of information in regards of the company itself, right? So let's say just now you want to look at the slides, right? It's all here. Do you see this view presentation here? If you see that, just type in a 1. Yeah, this is where I learn about company. Yeah, actually, I get all the information right here. Looks like I do a lot of job, right? You can see there's 66 slides right here. There's a lot of numbers. Do you see this? This is where I get this is how I get the information. Okay? Yeah. Where to click the slide? You go to the IR, just click View Presentation. Yeah. You go to Salesforce Investor Relation and search from there. Yeah, this is especially for those who are visual person. Anyone visual person like me? Like read words you'll faint one, but look at picture is very interesting. I will look at it one. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes I don't prefer words I prefer images Okay. So just look for something like view presentation. This is where you can learn. All right. For those who can read numbers this is where you can read numbers. So this is annual report This is annual report So annual report, they also have pictures and stuff like that one. Annual report Okay, do you see like annual report? This is their annual report. A lot of time, the Angmo companies you will not have this kind of beautiful page one. Angmo companies always start with this one. Anyone read US company earnings report before? If you read before, just give me a 1. Wow, Angmo company is all like that one. I'll just very honest with you. When I look at this, I faint straight away one. Yeah, but because I can learn so much in it, that's why I find a way to read this. Do you want to find a way? If you like to find a way, just type in WAY, find a way. Okay, so there's a lot of information in it, but what is the key information that I read? You can start with business, some of the risk factors, and then this thing which is I always read one, management discussion and analysis. Do you see that? If you see that, just type in MD&A. MD&A is the ANDNA. MD&A. Yeah. So this is the place whereby you can find a lot of information. What is their growth are? How do they grow their business? It's a lot of information right here. Okay. So it's like around 10 to 20 pages 19 pages. Okay. So for a company, you just read for 19 pages. Yeah. Like 19 pages is lesser than your textbook All right. Okay, so a lot of time you just read once will do. Once you have a brief overview of what the company is. Okay, and then same thing you have all those figures, numbers all those financial numbers. You see that's like result of operation. This is the profit and loss statement. Right? Everyone just type in P&L, profit and loss. Okay, so you see that in this P&L, it will show you breakdown. Okay, in VF, it doesn't show you as detailed breakdown, but here you can see the breakdown. How much is their subscription service? How much is their professional service? Okay, you also can learn this thing. How much they make from Sales Cloud, how much they make from Service Cloud. Okay, everyone just type in annual report. So these are all the information you can get inside annual report if you want to go 2 to 3 level deeper into the company. Yeah. So this is when there is a 1-star rating, I spend more time reading into it if I'm very interested. If you see that, just type in invest time. Okay. So if it's a 1-star company and then you think, well, there's very unique values that this company is providing. That's why I invest more time to look into annual report. Okay. How many of you find this information very useful so far? If you find it useful and then you will use it, just type in, I will use it. Don't just use useful. I will use it. Come on. All right, I'll use it. Okay. So I hope this flow itself, I like to give you all the overview of how it's done, because what we learn is basic foundation. What I shared with you is the flow. But if you want to go a bit deeper, especially this kind of very high growth company, whereby high growth is something like a cheetah, there's still a lot of risk in it. How do we understand further to lower down our risk? Okay, everyone, just type in lower our risk. So after you invest your time, you use what you learn, you understand deeper of a company, you know about a company. That's how we lower our risk. Okay. So value investor is very interesting kind of people. Out there, people will tell you high risk, high return, high risk, high return. But value investor will find ways to lower our risk, but still get high return. Okay, everyone type this: low risk, high return. Low risk, high return. Okay, so this is how value investor will do our part to make sure we can so-called understand the company deeper, close the gap, lower our investing risk, but still get high return. Okay, so this is manage risk, high return. Like Brian Lee, you are right. This is you manage our own risk and then you get high return. Okay, so this is how what you want to achieve. Okay, why we spend time investing, or how we spend time on analyzing a company. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, so time is near 11. Why not we have a short break right here? We start at 11 and we go on our class proper. Okay, so if you haven't prepared your class material, which is the day 4 note, please do so. If you after this class you think you need more papers to write down notes, please do so. Or if you write on your iPad, whatever, please do so. Prepare all your stuff and then we start at 11. Is it okay? All right, everyone just type in 11. We come back at 11. Okay, so we have a short break and then we come back. Hi everyone, welcome back. So welcome for those who just join in. There's few just join in because morning you have some other stuff. Okay, so if you are ready to start, just type in ready. And then I would like to especially applaud Vicky. You know, there's one student or one participant right here, Vicky. Is it Vicky? Yeah. Vicky, if you are here, just type in a hi. Vicky, are you here? Just type in a hi so that I see you. You know, Vicky is right now in UK. And then UK is like different time zone, right? So if the class is start at 10, she has to wake up at 3 a.m. 4 a.m. now at UK. Hey, there's participant wake up so early to learn. Hey, can you give her applause? 3 a.m. It's really early. Yeah, really applause. Okay, but Vicky, if really you cannot wake up so early, it's all right. It's all right because we still record the video. But I really like to acknowledge your effort to really wake up early to learn. Yeah, but I haven't seen Vicky. But really, thanks everyone. This is the greatness of community whereby you see someone work harder and then you also would like to work harder together kind of thing, right? Yeah. So this is like I like this kind of like community or environment whereby we work hard together, we learn together. If you like that, just type in together. All right, so this is the thing that I love the most about community. And then I love the most whereby I'm conducting this kind of like Zoom kind of training. We also did ask ourselves, why not we just do recorded video and then you just play recorded video? But I still lack the part. I think that it still lack the part of interaction, the part of the togetherness, right? Like how we stay together, like in Singapore, we like to talk about togetherness, right? Yeah, so these are the things that I love the most, and I really like to applaud Vicky on that. And then for those who just came in, hey, this morning, for those who had gone through the content in this morning, do you find it's good? And then what would you tell your fellow classmate that didn't come in? Yeah, if it's awesome, just tell me awesome. Yeah, very good, power. Thank you. You miss a lot. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. All right, so can you just can anyone, if this is very good, do you think that they shouldn't miss it? If shouldn't miss it, just type in don't miss it. Hey, it's not advertisement for Salesforce. Come on. It's just that in terms of like dissecting the business, in terms of how to understand the company business model, this is the flow that you can follow. The same flow you apply for other company, maybe Facebook, maybe Microsoft, maybe Disney. This is how you would understand the company. The more you understand the risk that you have identified, you could accept. This is where you lower down a risk and then get a higher return. All right. Kidding every second. Yeah, I know lah. Sometimes I also like this line, like you like to tease each other one. Anyone like that one? You're purposely one, but you like to tease them one. Never invest it. Things like to tease people one. but it's you just take it lightly. It's for joke. It's just to have fun kind of thing, right? Okay. So right now, let us go to our class proper for today. Okay. So yesterday we have gone through our business model. The day before we gone through numbers. So with that flow itself, it naturally, if this is a good company, what would you do next? Wait for today. So for today itself, after we identify this is a good company, that's when Priscilla. So if you haven't received any links or handout, just go to the Q&A. Our team will send you the link right there. Okay. Yeah. So for Tiffany Law, you say, hey, put into the watch list. Okay. So these are the good companies that potentially is good. And when the times come, that's where we buy. Yeah, it's not straight buy. Put into watch list first. Before we buy into the company, we need to consider this, stop them. Okay. We need to consider whether is it worthwhile to buy. Okay. Yesterday we did mention, right? A wonderful company, a good company may not necessarily be a good investment, because if it's a wonderful company, you buy too high a price, you didn't give your money a justice, because you're buying overvalued stuff. Like Share Dizer said, I'm buying overvalued stuff. All right. Okay. So here, let's go into valuation proper. All right. So if you have prepared your slides, this is the time. For those who just come in, this is the time whereby you prepare your pen and paper. Because I will share a lot more today. So yeah. But will such price ever go down? The list quack asked. The price will go up and down. But when it go down, you know what to do, right? But if you never know how to do valuation, even it go up or go down, you think that, hey, I don't know what to do. Anyone face this before? Means price go up and go down, you don't know what to do. Go up, should I buy more? I go down, should I sell? Or go down, should I buy more? Or go up, should I sell? Yeah, all these questions come in, right? Very blur, right? Yeah. So the thing is this, because we don't have so-called our own valuation, we don't know how is this company value. Because if you don't understand this company, you know how much is value. Hey, in the end of the day, you just rely on this thing called price. You just rely on price. Or price go up, does it mean good? Price go down, does it mean bad? Right? Okay. So this is the thing whereby if you don't know what is the company value, this is why you are so worried about. This is why when we invest, if you don't have our own valuation, when it go down, you say, wow, jalat. When it go up, how should I sell? Right? Sometimes hunch. All right. So today, everyone just type in valuation. Valuation, very, very important. Because if you don't have your own valuation, this is when you always get swayed by market noise, market news, what other people say, the market price. Yeah. So valuation is extremely crucial right here. Okay. Oh, I haven't shared my screen. Okay. So let's go to your slide. All right. Okay. So valuation, when we buy, we must buy at a sensible price that they make sense. All right. So generally, when we invest in company, we invest generally mainly due to these two reasons. Okay, mainly due to these two reasons. I buy because I want to get dividends from this company. Yeah, this is one of the reasons. I buy because I like this company. They are so-called the value grow. So this is a growth stock. So that when the companies, their revenue, their earnings per share grow, this company valuation also grow together, which is I could get thing called capital gain. Okay. So in short, when we invest in company, most likely you want to get these two things. It's either you want to get dividend or you want to get this thing called capital gain. Right? Everyone just type in what okay, dividend is something like a cash flow. Okay, capital gain is something like you can gain from the price difference. Okay, so we invest in a stock. Is most of the time is based on these two reasons. Most of the time is based on these two reasons. Okay, and then today, because we like to buy these two type of businesses, that's why we'll be sharing three valuation model, three ways to evaluate a company. All right, everyone just type in three. Just type in three. Okay, so today we will learn three ways of valuation. Okay, I'll go into it one by one. Okay, so the first way is dividend yield valuation. First way is dividend yield valuation. Okay, what is CF? Cash flow. Sorry, okay. Some investor buy because of cash flow, like how Warren Buffett buy or not buy whole Coke. Why Warren Buffett still holding Coke is because of the huge dividend. Okay, yep. So the second is our relative PE. And then third is PEG ratios. Okay, so today we are going through these three basic valuation method. Okay, three very basics, but very basics, very common, but also very useful valuation model. Okay, very straightforward kind of valuation model. Okay, so we don't use complicated in this class because a lot of time complicated in the end of the day is roughly the same. All right, so let me just share with you in terms of valuation now. Okay, valuation is a things that it's like an art, but you also can do it in a scientific way. Okay, what do I mean by this? Let me share with you. Okay, so let's say you want to buy a bag. Okay, what is the bag? Or PE is price earning. Later I'll talk about it. So let's say you want to buy a bag. Okay, sorry, my drawing a bit suck. I draw again. My drawing a bit suck. Let's say I want to buy a bag. Okay. This bag looks like this. Okay, yeah. Almost. I don't want. I want this. Okay, so let's say this is a LV bag. Let's say this is a LV bag. And then this is let's say a bag of 10,000. Hey, do you think this bag is expensive or is this bag cheap? Need a lot of imagination. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. So do you so anyone say is depends on the eye of the beholder? Yeah. Depends. Okay. Why somebody will say it expensive? Because let's say this person buy this bag is just for a very generic purposes. You go yoga also use it. You go whatever, you go those construction sites, you also use it. So this is the thing whereby it doesn't find it worthwhile. But for those who look at the quality, this is a bag whereby the quality is good. There's a workmanship in it. And then this bag will appreciate in value. And you think that this bag will appreciate. And you think that this bag appreciate maybe in a few years down the road, you become 10,000, become 15,000. Do you think that different people will see it differently? If you agree, so just give me a yes. So it depends. Yeah. So people will see value differently. Okay, people will see value differently. Okay, so it might be 10,000. The price tag is high, but for him, the value is undervalued. But for people who just see it as a bag and then didn't see anything useful other than putting stuff inside, then they may say this is expensive. Okay, if you understand it, just give me a 1. Okay, yeah. People value things differently. Okay, so a lot of time, you do valuation, or you identify the company business value, it's a lot of time is due to this thing called perceived value. Okay, so because it's the perceived value, everyone value it differently. So there isn't an exact value for this company. There isn't an exact value. Means it's not like everyone look at it $100 means $100 one. Everyone look at it differently. All right. So if there isn't an exact value, then what we are looking at? Everyone just type in a thing called range. We are looking at a valuation range. Okay. Valuation range. Okay. So right now we are not speculating based on nothing. We speculate based on this company values and what are the ways that we can evaluate the company. So today we're going through these 3 valuation way. Okay, and then we start off with dividends. All right, start off with dividends. Okay, so right now instead of LV bag, we are looking into business. We are looking into business. Okay, then how we can find value inside a business itself. Okay, so the first way is dividends. All right, so let's go back to the slide itself. Okay, so for dividend play, let's go to the content itself. So there's few key things I would like you to highlight in your notes. Okay, so for dividend play itself, first, this is the first criteria. It must be a good business first. If it's not a good business, don't look at value at all. Don't look at valuation at all. All right. Okay. Everyone, just type in good business. It must be a good business first. Like we have done our analysis, we have done our numbers. You must look at good business. If it's a bad business, no point looking at valuation one. Bad business will remain as bad business. The valuation will keep on dropping only. That's not kind of business that we want. It's not kind of investment that we want. So for us, do valuation, the first thing is good business first. All right. For dividend play, what we are looking at is this thing called consistent dividend. Okay. And then third, good rate of return. Everyone just type in this thing consistent. Very, very, very important for a dividend play. We are looking for companies that are able to pay out consistent dividend. If the company dividend one day give $1, and then the next day didn't give anything, the next day give 50 cents, and the next day didn't give anything. Hey, are you having a so-called do you worry of what will I get next? Hey, suka or happy give $1, suka don't give. Hey, do you happy with it? Are you happy with it? No, right? So this is the thing that we're looking for. We are looking for consistent. We don't like company happy give, happy don't give. All right? Okay. It's like you giving your children pocket money happy give him $1. Don't happy don't give him. Wow, he should make noise one. Okay. So how do we observe bad parenting? Right, that one just joking just joking just joking You want to tease your kid also can do that but better don't If not they will have a bad childhood Okay. Yeah. So how do we observe whether they give out good or consistent dividend? Okay. So this is Coke, for example. So for Coke, yesterday we did observe, right? Okay. So for Coke, you observe that across the year, their dividend is growing up. If you see the dividend is growing up, just type in up. Okay. So for Coke itself, they don't just give consistent dividend. They also give this thing called growing dividend. Consistent and growing dividend. Okay. So this is how we term consistent dividend. Basic minimally must stay flat, but best is always go up. So this is the thing that we look at. We don't want to look at this kind of dividend or this kind of dividend. All right. If share price drop, if a company can give this kind of dividend, keep growing up, but share price drop, what would you do? Later I will show you. Okay, can. So this is Coke itself. All right. So let's go to the formula first. So the formula itself, dividend yield. Let me ask, anyone first time learning this thing called dividend yield, just type in 1. Or you have learned it before, just type in 2. If you have learned it before, just type in 2. Okay. So today I'll be showing you how we use that dividend yield. Okay. Dividend yield, yes, it's a formula, but how do we use it? Okay. So dividend yield, what we are looking at is, we are looking at these two items, expected dividend yield and share price. Expected dividend yield and share price, right? Anyone need me to explain share price? I hope it's no. Share price is the things that anyone would know. Just go to Google, a company share price, you get that for sure. Right? So share price is very straightforward. But how do we get expected dividend per share? What we are looking at expected dividend per share. Okay. Okay. So how we look at expected dividend per share? Okay. So we look at this first, expected dividend per share, and then I'll let you know how or what is the yield that we're looking at now. So let's say there's these two dividend track record. There's these two liner. The first liner right here. You will see, this dividend from 50 cents grow to 52 cents, grow to 54 cents, 55, 57, 58. Okay. And then the last they paid is 58. Okay. So for this company, do they have consistent track record on giving dividend? If it's consistent, just give me a yes. Okay. So this company, is even consistent return or consistent dividend, 50 cents throughout, and then it's growing some more. Okay. So it fits first criteria, the second criteria. Okay. So this dividend on 58 cents, this is the last paid dividend. All right. For him to give the same dividend next year at 0.58, is it the likeliness is high? Means the probability is high for him to keep continue give 58 cents. Yeah, the likeliness is higher, right? Okay, the likeliness is high. Okay, so this when we get our form, get our numbers we will take this latest as expected dividend. So we are expecting them to also maintain the 58 cents dividend at least. Okay, so this is how we get according to this example. Let's go to the next, which is this. So these dividends give 20 cents, 20 cents, 21, 90, 22, 21, 22, 22. Okay, and then suddenly give 0.79. Okay, and then suddenly give 0.75. Hey, let me just ask you, is this 0.75 cents dividend for the next year the likeliness is high. Means they continue to give 0.79 for the next year, the likeliness is high. A bit hard, right? Okay, why? Because the track record shows you it's always around 20 plus cents. Okay, yeah, Clement say maybe special dividend. Okay, if a special dividend means one-off thing, so the likeliness of it to happen or to give up the next year the same is a bit hard. Yeah, maybe from one-off sales. Okay, so for us, the expected dividend that we are taking is this thing, 0.22. You're taking 0.22 as our expected dividend. If you understand that, just type in expected dividend. Okay, so we are just taking expected dividend. Okay, all right. Let's go back to this. Okay, so here we have understand what is expected dividend. We have understand what is share price. Okay, so what we are looking at here right now. So for dividend yield, we are looking at least 5%. What does dividend yield at least 5% means? Means when you invest in this company, you are expecting around 5% dividend yield. Means if you invest in a company for $100, you are expecting this company to give you 5% or $5 in these coming years moving forward. Okay, at least $5. All right. So $100 get back $5. Is it okay for dividend yield? Okay or not? Some say no. All right. So let's say, for example, if a person have cash, okay, he doesn't find any place to invest yet. What would they put? Where would they put? FD, right? Yeah. So for FD, what are the rates that you are getting? FD, what is the rate that you're getting? Yeah. Wow, 0.85. In short, plus minus 1%, right? Plus minus 1%. Okay, plus minus 1%. Is it high or low? FD is fixed deposit. Fixed deposit. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, what is the inflation rate that we are experiencing? What is the inflation that we are experiencing? Yeah, 3-4%. I would say 3-4%. Okay, 3-4%. Okay, so your inflation rate is 3-4% and your FD is just 1%. Hey, is your money growing or shrinking? Yeah, your money is shrinking, right? Hey, the inflation is 3-4%, and then your this FD is just 1%. That's why a lot of time if you have better investment choices I will not choose to put into fixed D okay. But anyway, if our inflation is 3-4%, would you want your money to grow faster or grow more than your inflation? If it's a yes, that means yes. Yeah. So if that's the case, we would like to have a higher yield. So must be at least 4% and above, right? So for the class purposes, everyone set it at 5%. Is it all right? If it's all right, just type in okay. We set it as 5%. Okay, we set it as 5% first. If you like to have a 6%, 7%, 8%, you can. But I will just share with you. Sometimes 7, 8, 9% is the demand that is too high. A lot of time it's hard to get good companies with yield of 8 or 9%. 5%, I would say very highly likely. And especially at this time around, you'll find a few that can get 5%. All right. Okay, Ken. So what we are doing is let us do some exercise on how to calculate this dividend yield. All right. Okay. So we take Coke as an example. Coke as an example. Okay. So when we take Coke as an example, do you see this 1.6? 1.6. Okay. This is expected dividend. Okay. 59 is the share price. Okay. So how do we get dividend yield for Coke? We just simply take 1.6 divided by 59.19. Okay, everyone, can you calculate what is the yield? Okay, we just take the example here only lah. I know our share price may differ, but we just take as is right here. So 1.6. This is the beauty of technology. We don't need to calculate ourselves. We just use calculator. So is math easy? Very easy. 2.7%. Okay. So for this Coke itself, 2.7%. Does it hit the 5% that we required? If it's a no, just type in a no. Okay. So for Coke itself, it doesn't hit our requirement. Okay. So right now we know how to get expected dividend. We know how to search for share price. All right. Okay. So let's do some example. Okay. All right. Where is my? Okay. So let's look at this company called we start off with Vicom first. Vicom. Okay. Okay, let us start with Vicom first. So for Vicom, okay, let me show you how to search for numbers. Later on, we'll work on another example. Would you like companies that have better opportunity right now? If you like that, just give me a yes. Okay. Let me share with you this company better opportunity. But there's a risk for this company as well, as long as you understand the risk. Okay. So for these companies, it sets yesterday we did go through, right? We go through the numbers also, right? Did we go through sets yesterday? The numbers. Did we go through? If yes, just step in yes. Okay. So for sets itself, let us just briefly go through. I can't remember whether I go through. So for revenue itself, is stable. Right now, it's like 1941. Okay, it's stable and slowly growing, 1941. And then if you go to their diluted earnings per share, it is stable until this was not one last year. You see, 11, 13, 15, 16, 16, 12. Anyone know what happened to this? Why suddenly drop? COVID COVID, okay? So COVID, the air flights get grounded, okay? Not much airline going up, okay? But let me just ask you a very frank question. When COVID has so-called, you have vaccines, things have stable down, would you start traveling? Yeah, would you start traveling? Wow, some of you say no, slowly, after 3 years. Sure not. You know, in Malaysia, in Taiwan, even in Japan, there's people purposely bought onto the flight, but didn't go into Japan one. Do you know that? People take Taiwanese, they take airplane, they fly already, and then come back to Taiwan. Do you know that in Japan, they just take virtual flight, means they didn't really take flight at all. They just go into it, and then eat inside and stay inside airplane, just to have a feel of taking air flight. Can you feel that there's people can't wait to travel already? If you see that, just give me a yes. Wow. Sometimes I think it's a bit crazy, but when I think about myself, I also have the urge, but not as crazy as them. Okay. Yeah. 20-cent shopping mall also. Okay. Yeah. So this is the thing about human. For me, what I feel is, yes, I'll think that the flight will come back and then people will start traveling. Maybe not as often, but I would think that there's a potential to recover. If you think that, so just give me a yes. Flight will recover. Yeah. And then for sets itself, when it recover, it doesn't have this competition among like different airlines. So in sets itself, in Changi Airport, is the competition high or low? Yeah. The competition is low. So that's why when airplanes start to fly, they will definitely engage set service one. Okay. So let's look at sets or balance sheet. Okay. So balance sheet itself, not much debt. Cash flow stable. Okay. Cash flow stable. Let's look at this thing. So for us to look at the dividend itself, everyone just type in cash flow. Cash flow. Yeah. Okay. So for us to look at dividend per share, is under this thing called cash flow ratio. cash flow ratio. Okay. So do you see that 0.13, 0.14, 0.15, 17, 18, 19, and suddenly 6 cents? Okay. If you see dividend per share, everyone just type in 0.19. Everyone just type in 0.19. Okay. So for practice purposes, we will do two numbers for this. ROE is less than 15%, still okay. For me, I think this is still okay because it's just one item. Just one item. So let's look at this dividend yield first. So let's say we take this 6 cents, 6 cents dividend. Let's say we take this 6 cents dividend. So 0.06. Okay. What is the share price right now? What is the share price? Okay, set share price is at 2.94. Okay, Aaron, what is the dividend yield right here? Is it correct? Let me just calculate. Later you all bluff me. 6 cents divided by 2.94. Yeah, 2%. Okay, is this 2% high or low? Hey, Patrick, why you get 6.51? Yeah, it's low lah. Yeah. So this is how so-called people who outsiders who learn about dividend yield, this is how they will calculate. This is how they will calculate. They just take on the last dividend and then just take on the price. Okay, just take on the price. But is it okay that I share with you how do I see this dividend yield? Like Patrick. Okay, how would I look at this dividend yield is this, all right? So yes, the business is get affected by COVID. Yes, definitely. Flight get grounded. How could they make money, right? Okay. So let's say if this company do you think SATS there's highly likeliness for them to recover and then get back to give same dividend? If it's so, just give me a 1. Okay. So when flights get recover, people start taking flight, their business start to reinitiate, everything get to so-called normal. I will foresee, there's highly likeliness I will get at 19 cents. Yes, but it will take time, get at 19 cents. Let's say for this to get to 19 cents, if I buy at the current price, which is 2.94, what is the yield that we are looking at? What is the yield that we are looking at? So this is the things that I will be looking at. Okay, but of course for them to recover, is this an overnight thing or they need like one or 2 years? If it's 1 or 2 years, just type on 1 to 2 years. At least 1 to 2 years. Okay. And after this 1 to 2 years, when it get back to 19 cents, what is the yield that you are looking at? Okay. So wait for durian to drop. Yeah. But if you wait for the dividend to give at 19 cents again, do you think the share price will go up already? Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is, so if for those who outsiders or who like just based on learnings, based on figures, based on theory, this is what they are looking at. But after we have analyzed it, understand it, this is what we're looking at. Okay. Right now, do you have some different point of view that right now you look at valuation a bit different? If you see that, just give me a yes. Okay. So this is what we so-called expected dividend. Okay. All right. So in this case, would you worry? What if SATS doesn't give out really sets doesn't able to give out this dividend? Is it all right? Okay. So let me share with you what is the risk of this if you buy sets right now. Okay. So if you buy sets right now and then you want to sell it the next day, definitely I will not say you're getting good returns. Okay. But let's say if you buy sets right now, you see okay. I'll give you my point of view. Where's the dividend yield? Okay. So you see that their dividend yield track record is like 13 cent, 14 cent, 15 cent, 17 cent, 19 cent, right? Okay, so with the price of 2.94, okay, maybe they didn't straight away give 19 cents, but along the way, if the flight recovered, do you think they will the dividend will grow eventually? If you think so, just give me a yes. So in between, would you be getting some return? Okay, so let's say if it's 13 cents, what is your yield right here? 13 cents divided by 2.94. Okay. So do you see that it's 4.4%? Okay. So in the meantime, while waiting it to recover to 19 cents, you are recouping some dividend yield back. Do you see that? If you see that, just give me a yes. Okay. Of course, you didn't do buy and sell. You just hold on it and then get the dividend. So this is how we some of the investors they do. They invest and then to get the cash flow, to get the dividend. And then it get back to 19 cents, for example. Like let's say the flights continue to grow and then upon like there's this thing called inflation, they can charge higher price and then they can give you more dividend. Do you think the dividend can continue to grow? Yes or no? Okay. How I think is yes. You just look at their track record. They have a track record of growing dividends, Track record of growing dividends, keep increasing dividend. All right. So let's say, for example, let's say after maybe 5 years to 6 years, the dividend get to like maybe 29 cents, more ambitious, 29 cents or 30 cents. Do you see that, if you buy at 2.94, what is your yield? What is your yield? Close to 10%. How many of you don't mind put your investment down there and get 10% yield one? If you don't mind, just give me a me. Okay. Yep. So what is this concept called? This concept is called yield on cost. Means what is the price that I buy? And then when it continue to grow, eventually I will get higher yield back. Okay. So how many of you have a different perspective of dividend yield already? If you have different perspective, just type in what. Okay. Yeah. So this is the thing that I didn't learn in school. I just, dividend yield. The dividend divided by the share price, that's it. But if you have different perspective of looking at this calculation, looking at this valuation, right now, do you see that, the LV bag right now, 10,000 actually is worthwhile for me. If you see that, just type in valuation. Yeah, because you see it differently. You look at a different eye, right? People think it's expensive, but for your valuation, it's worthwhile to buy. How to get this? This one is assumption. Assume. This one is assume. Time horizon or whole period is important though. Yeah. That's how Warren Buffett get his Coke and then right now enjoying dividend. Do you all like that? If you like that, just type in, thank you, Buffett. Thank you for sharing how you get to dividends. Yeah. Okay. So right now, other than I'm sharing, let us do a few examples. Okay, we can do a few examples. Why not you do? So let's do Vicom. Okay, why I don't use Vicom just now? Because Vicom is much more straightforward. Let's do Mycom and what are a dividend company? Let's do Sheng Siong then. Let's do Sheng Siong also. Let's do these two company. Okay. Yep. Hey, come on. Let's look at Vicom and Sheng Siong. Hey, any company later on you all just choose all the company come out already. Everyone just type in Sheng Siong and Vicom, just do this too because this is in our list. Hey, this is in our list. Vicom, Sheng Siong. Let's do this too. Okay. Wow, Chan Pei Rong Singtel. Okay, let's do Vicom Sheng Siong. And then I show you one of the reasons why Singtel doesn't fit to my purpose. But I'll show you how. I'll show you why. So you all do Vicom and Sheng Siong first. Okay, you all do Vicom and Sheng Siong. I give you all 5 minutes to do it. So right now time for 11:43. We are 11:48. Okay, 11:48. Wow, killing done. So fast. All right, I give other people some chance to do it lah. Okay, I give you all 5 minutes to do it lah. Very simple. You go to the company itself, and then you search for their cash flow. You search for their so-called the dividend per share, and then you divide by price, and then you get the yield. Okay, give pressure. Wow, killing is something like when in school there's this always the top student always say che I done already che. Killing, you must be that kind of student. All right. For those who need to go washroom, need to have a break. Right now is also a good time. Like killing, you've done have a short break. You earn yourself a break by doing it faster. Okay, I'll give you all some time to do it. Let's have some music. Killing, don't do that first. Walao you All right. If you are done, just give me a 1. If you are still working on it, just give me a 2. Okay, Lindy is still working on it. Henry is still working on it. All right. Okay, Lillian still working on it. All right. So for those who are done, very good. So for those who are done, very good. Hey, where is my screen right here? Okay. Yeah. Can't catch the ball. Never mind. That's why we have this time for you to do practices, ma. That's why you have this time for you. Hey, don't sit there, do nothing there. Okay. Let us do one by one, Vicom. Okay, Vicom, let's do it together. So for Vicom, let's look at their key ratios. Okay, key ratios, we are looking at their cash flow ratios, and then we're looking at details. What is Vicom dividend per share? But before we go into the dividend per share, let's look at whether they fit consistent dividend. Whether they fit consistent dividend. Okay, so you see like the dividend like 3.3, 3.6, 3.8, 4 cents, 4.4, 4.6, 4.1. Right now it's 9 cents, 9.2, 9.6. Is it consistent? If it's consistent, just give me a C. Okay, so they give up quite a consistent dividend. They give up quite a consistent dividend. So we will just take 0.096 right here. 0.096. Okay. What is the share price of Vicom? 2.13. Okay. So 0.06 divided by 2.93, 2.13 is 4.5%. Okay. So do you all get it? Yeah, it's 4.5%. 4.5%. Okay, and then recently the share price been dropping down a bit, so that's why there's a 4.5% yield right here. Okay. All right. So just now, Kilin just said, actually don't need to calculate. I will go there later on. Don't go there so fast first. I like you all to practice how to calculate it first. All right. Sometimes a smart student is like that one. Okay. Yeah, Sing Xiong. Relax, leh. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Later I'll go through this as well. So for Sing Xiong itself, let's look at their dividend then. Okay, same thing. We go to go to key ratio first. Key ratios, and then we go to the dividend per share. So the same thing, the same flow. We check whether they give consistent dividend first. Okay, so first year they didn't give. They 1.8 cent, 2.8, 2.6, 3 cent, 3.5, 3.8, 3.3, 3.4, 3.6. All right. Is the Sheng Siong dividend consistent? If it's consistent, just give me a C again. Okay, so right now is 0.36. Okay, what is Sheng Siong price right now? Some of you just now say, where to find the price? You have to go back to the main page first. Go back to the main one. Okay, go back to the main one, which is the overview. Okay, if you don't know, just click on the overview. Okay, overview right here. Just click on overview. It's on top. Do you see 1.78? Okay, so just 1.78. What is the dividend yield for Sheng Siong right now? 1. Oh no. 0. What 0.036 divided by 1.78. 2%. Okay. I'm doing with you don't just look at me doing it Okay. Then why not we look at Singtel first Why not we look at Singtel first After looking at Singtel, I'll tell you what other way you can look at it Okay, Singtel. Okay, we just look at price Singtel is 2.44. Their price is 2.44. What is their dividend per share first? Okay. 0.123. Okay, so everyone, what is the yield? 0.123 divided by 2.44. 5.04%. Wow, seems like a good deal, huh? Seems like a good deal, huh? All right. So in terms of calculating the dividend yield for these three companies, is it all right? If it's all right, just give me an okay. Hey, I didn't, this is not a hint. I haven't go through it yet. Okay. Just now Singtel, I purposely missed out one thing. Just now Singtel, there's a step I missed out. What is the step I missed out? Okay. Singtel have all the while like 15 cents, 16 cents, 17.5 cents, 17.5 cents, 17.5 cents. And then right now is 0.123. Wow. Seems like the dividend drop, right? But do you think that Singtel is being affected by COVID? Actually, out of so many companies, Singtel should not be affected. And we are more reliant to them, right? Do you think so? Yeah, should be benefiting, right? Okay, all right. Loss in India, okay? So for Singtel, we cannot just look at dividends. For Singtel, what we have to look at is this. Let's observe Singtel earnings per share. Let's observe Singtel earnings per share. This item only. Singtel earnings per share grown from 17 cents to 16 cents, 18 cents, 17, 16, 14, 4.5. Do you see that for the past, initially the first year to 8 year is like almost flat, and right now coming down. Do you all see that? If you see that, just type in down. Okay, so for Singtel, all the while their earnings are flat already, which is all right, flat still can give dividend is all right. But right now, the last 2 years, they are not last 2 years, in fact last 3 years, their earnings per share went down, right? Less people calling overseas, less voice roaming. Yeah, and then we have what, Circle Life Republic and then all those companies all switch out from Singtel. And then we don't need like Singtel Mio box already, right? The home services get lesser. Right now, they are just relying on business packages, right? All those business service still use Singtel, but home service lesser and lesser, right? In fact, right now, anyone still have a landline at home one. Means you still have a land phone one. No, right? Even if there's a land phone, you're also lazy to pick up. You want to call me, call my handphone. Anyone like that one? Even my mom and dad also don't want to pick up the landline. Yeah. So that's the reason of the Singtel revenue going down, their earnings going down. That's why the yield, even if it go down, the sustainability is questionable, right? If you see that, just give me a yes. Okay, So Sheng Siong pretty straightforward, Sheng Siong is their yield is low, This one very straightforward, This one straightforward, 2%. If you buy Sheng Siong because of dividend, this is not a good yield. All right, okay. And Vicom, wow, 4.5%. Is it all right? Let's look at Vicom. Okay, so Keelan just now said, don't need to calculate Here also can see. Let me share with you where you can see All right, everyone see this valuation ratio, right? Under valuation ratio, you click on details. And do you see 4.5 here? If you see that, just give me a 1. It's not, I don't want to tell you where to find. I would like to share with you how to calculate first so that you know where this number coming from. Hey, we are not wasting time. Don't like this Clement say, we are wasting our time. No, we are practicing how to get the figure first, so that when you look at this 4.5, or you know where this number coming from. Right now, do you understand where this number coming from? If you understand, just give me a 1. So Kilina, very smart go find. Okay, so you know how to find so you know how to calculate the number first, so that it makes sense to you. It makes sense to you. All right. So for Vicom itself, you can see their previous dividend yield. Okay, so where do all these dividend yield come from? It come from the 31st December of 2011. We calculate based on that and based on the dividend give out on the year itself. Okay, so you can see previous year is like 4, 3%, 2%, 3%. Last few years is like 5.9, 5.6, 4.9. Okay, right now 4.5. Okay, so can you see that their yield is roughly like for the past few years is like 5%, around 5%. All right. If you see that, just give me a 1. So actually, their yield is quite stable between this 4.5 and 4.5 and 6 okay. So if you are okay with 4.5, maybe this is a price that you can consider. But if you like to have 5% yield, if you like to have 5% yield, do you know how to calculate what's the price you should buy if you are looking at 5% yield? Do you know? Okay. Okay. So how to calculate it? So let's say this is dividend yield, right? Dividend yield is equals to dividend divided by share price, right? Okay. So right now we want to know about this price, so it's price equal dividend divided by your required dividend yield. Okay. So in short, we get dividend divided by our required dividend yield, which is 5%. Okay, so what is Vicom dividend right here? Vicom is 0.096 Okay, so we just take 0.096 divide by 5%. And what is the price that you like to buy at? 1.92. Okay, so when Vicom is 1.92, then it's 5% yield. Okay, so this is also can be looked at, we call it business value, business value, or some of you would heard of intrinsic value. Okay, so we'll buy this back, or this is the price that you will go and buy. Okay, yep. So do you all get this dividend? If you get this dividend, just give me a 1. All right. So this is the dividend valuation way. Great. Yeah. So if you go back to your list right here, I cannot make it smaller. How can I make it smaller? So you have one more column right here, intrinsic value. You have one more column right here, intrinsic value. This is where you are. For example, I just remove this. It's not to say you can skip business model. It's just that you can add one more column right here, intrinsic value. So you have Vicom at 1.92. Yeah, so this is how you build a watch list with the price. Vicky, could I do that again? I'll do that again. So, Vicky, do you understand this portion? This is the formula portion. Okay, and then we just shift this price upward, dividend yield downward, so you get this portion. Okay, and then the dividend yield we are requiring at 5%. If you want to set a 6%, can or not? Can. 7% can or not? Can. But I would say 5% is a so-called reasonable yield. Reasonable yield. Okay. So with this 5%, you go and find out what is the expected dividend. How much the expected dividend you are looking at. So Vicom is 0.096. So you put 0.096 divide by 5%. This is how you get 1.92. Okay, everyone, if this is clear, just type in clear, K-L-E-A-R, clear, crystal clear. Okay, so let me repeat again. Dividend yield valuation model, we are looking at companies that are good, they can give out consistent dividend, and then add a reasonable yield or reasonable price. And what is the reasonable price that we're looking at? Which is your dividend divided by 5%. Okay? Why VF don't tabulate this metric table for us? Wait, we already have all those things already. So with this table, everyone is very unique, man. That's why you have watch list, right? That's why we have watch list, right? No, that's why you have watch list right here. Okay, that's why we have watch list. You know what is the yield that or price that you're looking at, ma? Okay, so this is for dividend. Okay, the next that we are looking at is this thing called relative PE. Okay, so relative PE. All right. So what we are looking at for relative PE, okay? So what is PE first? Let me just explain what is PE first. PE is price earnings, okay? Price earnings ratio, or some would say price to earnings ratio. Okay, what is price to earning ratio? It's basically what they are comparing is comparing price over earnings. Okay, so in calculation term, is price divided by our EPS. Price divided by our EPS. Okay. Or before I go into it, so there's these three different valuation method, right? It's not to say that you have to use all valuation method to evaluate this company. It's not that this company I evaluate dividend and then I go evaluate using relative PE. I go using PEG later on. Okay, no, we buy or we evaluate this company based on the character of the company itself. Okay, so for dividend, this is the three criteria. This company, they fit good companies. They fit consistent dividend and fit reasonable price. Okay, then we use dividend valuation model. Okay, for relative PE companies, it will be suitable for stable company with sometimes it's huge and then moderate growth. Okay, so this is the criteria. Stable, at least stable. It may be huge, okay, and then doing moderate growth. Okay, so it's something like growing at maybe roughly 8 to maybe most like 12 or 13% kind of thing. Okay, roughly this range. Okay, faster than economy, but slower than those high growth company. Okay, let's set it as 15. Let's set it 15. 8 to 15%. So this company must grow within this range. Then we only use relative PE. All right. Okay. So everyone just type in this thing called criteria. Criteria. Okay. Criteria of using relative PE. Stable, huge, and moderate growth. Stable, huge, and moderate growth. Okay. So what does PE means? Okay. So price to earnings. Okay. So let's say this business every year it can make $10. Every year it can make $10. And you are willing to buy it at $20. Then your price to earning is 2. Okay. Another example, let's say the same company is able to make every year $10 and somebody are willing to pay at $100. So it's 10. Okay. So this is price to earning. Okay. And what does 2 and 10 means? Let's say this company B, every year consistently after it buy, make $10 every year. How many years they need to take to recruit back the capital? How many years? Every year make 10, 10, 10, okay? So they need 10 years to recruit back their capital, okay? So price to earning, you also can see as how many years they could get back their returns, okay? How many years they could get back their returns, okay? Yeah. All right. So how do we use this relative PE? So how do we use this? Okay. So the companies would you agree that people would pay at different kind of price Okay, so if people are willing to pay different kind of price, there will be a range for people or willingness to pay the company. So for example, if the company over the past 10 years, there's people who willing to pay at PE, which is very low, at maybe $10 lah, or PE 10 PE 10 Okay, so and then there's people that willing to pay at high PE, which is 50 times PE. Okay, so what is the rationale or how much would you pay in terms of PE? Pay for the lowest. Lower the better. Okay, it's not to say cannot lah. Okay, let me just rephrase again. Let me rephrase. Instead of using PE, I use price lah. I use price. Okay, let's say historically people are willing to pay like $100 and $500. Okay, how would you pay? Like what is the price would you pay for this same thing? Say Kyung Tan say midpoint. Wow, you're really very investor. Okay, so most of the time you go for the mid which is around 300 It's a fair price because here is what we say over valuation, over price. Okay, here we can see it as under value according to the range that people paying. Okay, so all these 100, 250, 500, we change accordingly. Instead of going to absolute price, we are going in terms of like PE. So let's say this is P10, this is P50. Logically, people were willing to pay at PE 13 times. Okay, could everyone get this idea? The midpoint. Midpoint. If you get this, just type a yes. Midpoint. Midpoint. Wow, let me just see some of the question. Okay. Yeah, so one of the question is how to determine what is the PE? How to determine this thing? How to determine PE 2, PE 10? How to determine? All right. Okay. Hey, let me just go to this logical PE, how to get the market PE first. So for example, let us go to a company. Let's go to never mind. We go to this company called Nike first. Nike. It's a huge company, stable, consistent. Yep. So for Nike itself, let us go to their earnings per share. Okay, let us go to their earnings per share. Let's look at what is Nike earnings first. Let us look at what is Nike earnings first. Okay, so to understand the PE with a direct example. Okay. Okay, so for Nike itself, so to look out for EPS. So what is Nike EPS? Do you see 1.29? If you see 1.29, just give me a yes. Okay, so below is earnings per share, price divided by earnings per share. Okay, so I get earnings per share 1.29. What is Nike price? Is at 106.43. Okay, so 106.43 divided by 1.29, what is their PE? Hey, everyone, calculate there. 106.43 divided by 1.29. It's at 82 times. If you're lazy to calculate, you also can see right here, price earnings, 82 times. Okay? 82 times. So how many years, if they continue to make 1.29, how many years they need to wait to break even? 82 years, right? Okay, So right now, do you have a better idea what is PE right now? If you have a better idea, just give me a 1. If you're still confused what is PE, just give me a 2. This is very important concept because this will we'll use this for the next. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay, let me get back to the basic again. Wow, there's a lot of 2. All right. So let's calculate PE again. So let's use another example to look at PE. Let's use another example to look at PE. So let's say we look at AAPL, which is Apple. So for Apple Inc., you don't look at the number of year break-even first. We look at how to calculate the PE first. So for Apple, right now their price is at 459. I just take 460. So for Apple, okay, their price is at share price divided by EPS. Their share price is at 460. I just take 60, round up, easy to calculate. And then I'm look at their earnings per share. Okay. So Apple's earnings per share, can you see that it's 9.63? If you see 9.63, just type in 9.63. Okay. So 460 divided by 9.63. I use calculation. 460 divided by 9.63. Okay, it's 47 times. So roughly 48 times. So for PE calculation, do everyone get it? If everyone get it, just give me a 1. If you don't get it, just give me a 2. Okay, so just step by step again. Make sure everyone follow the flow. Step by step. Okay, so just now quite a few step 2 run right now also 1 already. Okay, so this is how we calculate PE. How we calculate PE. Okay, so Eric, just now you say numbers of year. How do you see what is numbers of year and things like that? Okay, so for example, this company continue to make 9.63 every year moving forward. Every year it make 9.63, 9.63, 9.63, 9.63 moving forward. How many years it takes for him to recruit $460? How many years? Yep, 48 years. Okay, so this is the concept of PE. Okay, but how do we know what is the PE that people are willing to pay? So this is the things that we are looking for. Right? There's a lot of people paying different PE. How do we know like what are the people, what are the PE that they are paying at? Which is this thing. Which these are right here. How do we know like what other people are willing to pay? Is there a range? Okay, is there a range? All right. Yep. So like Clement said, we are looking at history record. Okay. So here, if you go to the valuation ratio right here, okay, you just tap on other details, not others. You tap on details. Okay. Do you see this price earnings adjusted? If you see that, just give me a 1. Okay, you see that, just give me a 1. All right. So historically, for Nike itself, you will see that people are willing to pay 24 times, 16 times, like 15 times, 19, 15, 16, 22, 22, 27. This is the COVID thing, 47 times. Do you see that averagely people are willing to pay between this range? Okay. So do you see which is the lowest one? Oh, this is Apple, sorry. Apple. Apple, this is Apple. Okay. Do you see the lowest is 15 times? If you see that, just type in 15.25. Okay, lowest is 15 times. Okay, lowest is 15 times. Okay. So if you look at here, this is where we put our 15 times here. Okay, this is where we put our 15 times here. So what is the highest between this PE? We got 24, we got 22, we got 27. What is the highest? Okay, 47 is like because of COVID, we take it pre-COVID period one. So the highest is 27. Highest is 27. All right. Okay. So we have this Apple. Okay. So we have a range. So this is 15.25. This is 27.51. What is the midpoint? What is the midpoint? So the midpoint is about 21. Midpoint, why is it lower than 15 one? Okay, 15.25 plus 27.51 divide by 2. So it's 21 ma. Okay, Can everyone get what is this midpoint? If you can get it, just give me a 1. I'm going step by step. Okay, so our midpoint PE is 21. Okay, historically, people are willing to pay higher than the midpoint, and people are willing to pay lower than their midpoint. Okay, so here we deem it as over value. Here we deem it as under value. Okay, so which range would you buy? Which range? Like the 15 to 25 to 21 or 21 to 27? Which one? 15 to 21 or 21 to 27? Okay, so this is the range that you'll be looking at. So let's define what is the price then when it's PE 21. Okay, so price to earnings when it's 21, we'll take price 21 times earnings per share. Okay, so let's complete this first. So what is Apple's earnings per share right now? 9.63. Do you see that? Okay, so what is the valuation right now? 200. Okay, so what is Apple price right now? Yeah. So Apple price right now is at 460. 200 is this point. Right now is at 460. 460, which is overvalued. All right. All right, Brian, just a moment. Just a moment. Split, we'll get to split in a short while, but do you get this 460 right now? It's overvalued. In short, overvalued. Okay, so would you chong in right now? Better not. Right now it's overvalued. Right now it's overvalued. Very, very overvalued. Okay. So what happened when stock split? Do you know that by month end, Apple will have some stock split? Okay. If you know what is stock split, give me a 1. If you don't know what is stock split, give me a 2. Okay. Since you're here, I'll just get to stock split first. Okay, so what is stock split? Okay, so imagine a cake. Imagine a cake initially cut 4 pieces. Initially cut 4 pieces. So right now, stock splits, what they do is they cut into more pieces. Is the cake the same cake? Any changes to the cake? Any changes to the cake? So there's no changes to the cake, just that the portion gets smaller. Do you all see that? Okay, the portion gets smaller. So how does this apply to all this? Okay, so when it got split, so you split to 4 shares, so everything divide by 4. Okay, wait, why like that one? 200, everything divide by 4. Okay, so let's say this is 100, everything divide by 4. Do you understand that? If you understand that, just give me a 1. Okay, so cake is same with the company. So there's nothing changed to the company, just that the pie get cut smaller. Okay, So a lot of people say, wow, it's getting cut leh. Share price should go up leh. Do you think the logics apply? Hey, you are getting the same thing, why? How do I the 100 is assumption price, assumption. I don't look into this. Sometimes I assumption, don't look into this. 200 and 460, okay? Yeah. Yeah. So people will say, get cut leh. Maybe I 1 share become 4 share, I get better leh. No leh. Actually, it's the same. Right now, do you see where I'm coming from? If you see where I'm coming from, just give me a yes. Nothing changed. Don't chiong. I buy right now, got 1 piece, later turn to 4 piece. The percentage is still the same. Okay, don't rush into it. Okay, can So this is for Apple This is for Apple. Okay, why not we do for Nike as well? For Nike just now I keep talking Nike. Okay, what happened to the price? People just buy then go up. Okay, let's look at Nike. So Nike is also very straightforward. This company, when you look at their growth, is rather stable. It's a huge company. So right now, let's look at their PE then, valuation. Okay, so same thing. Let's look at their Nike PE. Okay, so Nike PE range from 25, 30 something, 40 something to this time period 76 and 82. Okay, so when there's outliers, you just don't care that. Why? This is the COVID period. So COVID period, the earnings per share go down, the share price still stay up. So that's why the earnings, the PE is high. Okay, so what should we do right here? So we just take out the 76 as an outlier. You look at their previous year. Okay, so what is the lowest from their previous 10 year? What is the lowest? Do you see 23? If you see 23, just type in 23. Okay, so same thing, we do the same for Nike. So this is the timeline. The lowest is 23. Okay, so what is the highest? 47. Do you see 47? Yep. Okay, so the highest is 47. So what is the midpoint then? 23 plus 47 divide by 2. 35. Okay, so the midpoint is 35. Okay, so we'll go back to the same thing, price earning PE. So right now it's 35. Okay, so what is the earnings per share? Okay, so we'll just calculate accordingly. So 35 times earnings per share. What is earnings per share? Okay, so their earnings per share, the last earnings per share is roughly, this one is a bit tricky. So there's like $1, $1.50, $1.60, $1.80, $1.85. Do you see there's a drop right here, 1.29? Okay, so if you like to be conservative, you can take 1.29. If you like to be conservative, you can take 1.29. But let's say, do you think Nike can reach back their same sales or EPS figure before COVID, 1.85? If you think so, you can take 1.85. If you don't think so, you just take 1.29. Okay, so for me, I just take 1.8. Okay, I just take 1.8. So 35 times 1.8. Okay, 1.8 or 1.85? It's 1.85, right? Wait. So it's 1.85 or 1.85. 35 times 1.85. So it's roughly 65. Okay. So for me, Nike intrinsic value, which is the business value or BIS value, is at 65. Okay. Can I take 1.85 plus 2.29? Where's this 2.29 come from? 1.29 is it? Okay, you can take an average also. Okay, because valuation for you is like very subjective one. Okay, so for me, I just take 1.85. Okay, so what is Nike price right now? It's at 106. Okay, so same thing, Nike price, the midpoint is 65. Right now it's at 106. Okay, so it's higher than the midpoint. Okay, so for relative PE, could you get it? If you can get it, just give me a 1. Okay, so this is relative PE valuation. Always remember the criteria. Always remember the criteria. Hey, where is my criteria? Okay, my criteria right here. Hey, here. Okay, I didn't highlight, no wonder. My criteria right here. Always remember, is for stable, huge, and moderate growth company. Stable, huge, and moderate growth company. So this is for our, okay, let me just use blue color then. Our relative PE. Okay, yeah. So you see, there's some company, their growth is, so their PE, so you see, sometimes their PE is 50 times, sometimes their PE is 20 times. At times, some company PE can be go to 80 times, okay? At normal times, okay? So what happened to this company PE, why people are willing to pay so high a PE? Why people are willing to pay like 50 times, 80 times? Okay, other than stable, there's this thing called growth. Okay, there's this thing called growth. Okay, what do we mean by growth? So price earning, let's say is 80 times. So it's like 80 divided by 1. Okay, at times, some companies, their earnings can grow, right? Okay, so when their earnings can grow, do you see their P get smaller? Do you see that? If you see that, just give me a 1. Yep. Okay. So relative PE, one of the things that didn't put into consideration is growth. Okay. So that's why we are learning the next valuation model, which is price, earnings, growth. Okay. So this valuation model is come from this person called Peter Lynch. Okay. Anyone know this person called Peter Lynch? If you know him, just give me a 1. If you don't know him, just give me a 2. Wow. Okay. There's quite a few of you know him. All right. So this valuation model is come from this person. I got a reflection. Peter Lynch. And this PEG valuation is come from this book called One Up of Wall Street. One Up on Wall Street. I know Peter Lim. Okay. This is Peter Lynch. All right. So this guy, why we learn from him is this. You know, for Warren Buffett, the Berkshire Hathaway, for the past 50 years, every year, what is their growth rate? What is their growth rate? How much have they grown for every year? For every year. Anyone knows? Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. Everyone knows Berkshire Hathaway, right? Just give you a guess lah. What is their growth rate? Okay, 15. All right. Clement say 15. Trisha say 20. Dexter, 23. Very specific. Michael Jordan number. Winston 20. Darryl say 100. Wow, 100 every year. Wow, this is crazy return. Okay. So in short, for Warren Buffett, for the past 50 years, Berkshire Hathaway, since he get over from 1965, it grew by 20% every year. Everyone just type in 20. So for Warren Buffett, his sheer size of Berkshire Hathaway is compound by 20% every year for the past 50 years. And this gentleman right here, Peter Lynch, in the days he managed these funds called Magdalen Fund. He managed these funds called Magdalen Fund. This fund itself, for the days that he managed for 13 years, 13 years, every year go by 30%. Every year grow by 30%. Hey, is it a lot? Is it high? If it's high, Just give one. Yeah. Wow. Hey, put Peter Lim aside lah. Right now I'm talking Peter Lim lah. Come on. Okay, so 30% is extremely high return. Imagine grow by 30%, 30%, 30%. Is within less than 2 years, his fund got doubled. His fund got doubled. Hey, do you all want that? If you want that, just type in me. All right, so his fund performance is impressive. Yeah. So what do he invest and how do he get this return? So he specifically invests in growth type of company. He like growth type of companies. Everyone just type in growth, Growth. What Peter Lynch invests in? Growth companies. He invests in growth companies in his era. Okay. So all these growth companies, do you think he needs some valuation? If you think so, just give me a yes. All right. So you need to do some valuation on all these growth companies. It's not all growth companies he should invest at the point of time. Okay. So in these growth companies, what is the valuation that he take is? This is the valuations that he did, which is PEG. Everyone just type in PEG. PEG. Okay. So this is the valuation type that that we learn from him. Okay. Because you also want to have his kind of return, right? So that's why we learn this valuation method, PEG valuation method from him. So we can evaluate growth type of company. So we can evaluate growth type of company. So right here, let's go into this formula first, PEG. We go through the formula first. Okay. So PEG, where does it come from? Okay. So it's PE divided by our G. PE divided by our G. Okay, so what are we comparing? We are comparing the company PE with the growth rate. G is growth rate. G is growth rate. Okay. So if you go to the slides, we have this thing, we call it, we want to buy at the price that is reasonable at its growth rate. Okay. Should I go back to the slide? I think I should. I go back to the slide a bit. Okay, so let me minimize this first. Go away. Yeah, I give up. I still not very proficient in iPad. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the slide so that you know where I'm coming from. This is the thing. Good business that cheaper than their growth rate. Growth business that cheaper than their growth rate. Okay. So we are learning from this person called Peter Lynch. So what we are doing is here, we are buying at the PE smaller than their growth rate. If you can see this, just type in yes. Okay, I'm going through this content. I'm going through this content. All right. So this is the formula that we are looking at. Okay, PEG. What I write in the notes itself. Why not I change this to this? All right. Okay. So I side by side. So we are taking this PEG and growth rate right here. All right. So you see, I buy when PE is lesser than my G. PE is lesser than my G. In short, PEG is lesser than 1. Okay. So what you always commonly see out there is PEG lesser than 1, which is, we call it undervalue. Okay. But why we do this is we are comparing to their PE with their G. So for example, let's say this company PE, is at 50 times, but the growth is just 30. So is this under or over? Are you paying a price that is lower than their growth rate? Over, right? Okay. So this is, you are paying a price higher than its growth rate. So this is over. So when we should buy, if the growth rate is 30, let's say PE is 20, that's when it's under. Okay. So this is the concept of it. Okay. So how do Peter Lynch get all this? Peter Lynch get this by looking through all the companies that he have, and then he has this statistic whereby he said that Anything PEG is lesser than 1 is called undervalue. All right. If you can grab this concept, just give me a 1. If you're still blurred with the concept, give me a 2. Okay, so there's a 1 or 2 of you. It's all right, because when I first look at this, I also gong one. I don't know what does it mean. Okay, so it's all right. Just need to have a broad concept that you want to buy at the price that is lower than your growth rate. Buy at a price that is lower than your growth rate. Those who are type 2-1, is it better? You want to buy at a price that is lower than our growth rate. If it sounds better, just give me a 1. Okay. Yeah, I want to buy at a price lower than growth rate in a sense that it worth my money to invest into it. Okay, just get this broad understanding, understanding. Okay, later on with figures, with numbers, it will make more sense to you. Okay, with figures and numbers. Okay. So how we get to this? So to get to this, there's a few key things that we need to look at. First is growth rate. Second thing is we call it earnings per share. We just need these 2 things. Why? I get to the formula proper first. Okay. Use green. Okay. So PEG, right? Okay. Must be okay. I'll do it again. I shouldn't write this. Okay. So my PE have to lesser than G, right? Okay. PE is like this, price earnings, right? Okay, and then we just move it to the left hand side. From here to here, if it's clear to you, just give me a 1. If you don't know what happened, just give me a 2. Okay. Okay, so this one is the things that come out by Peter Lynch. So PE is this price to earnings. Okay, PE is price to earnings. But what we do right here is we take earnings to the right hand side. So price, we are looking at earnings times growth. Okay, so we are looking at the price when you what price that we want to buy. What price that we want to buy? We want to buy at the price that when earnings times growth is higher than the price. Okay, what is earnings and growth? E is EPS, G is growth rate. Okay, all right. If this is all right, just give me a okay. Later, I will show you numbers, then it will make more sense to you already. But I still need to deliver this so that you understand where does it coming from. Okay, so when I get to numbers, you go backward. This will make sense to you already. Okay, so what we are lacking of is you need to find out what is the earnings per share and what is the growth rate. These are 2 things that we are looking for. Okay, right. So in terms of this, you just take this slides right here as an example. So later on, when we go to our slides, we just go to same thing, key ratios. And then you go to this growth performance. We look for this diluted earnings per share. Then we look at these 3 numbers. Okay, look at these 3 numbers. We look at the diluted earnings per share growth from 3, 5, 10 years. 3, 5, 10 years. And then we take the, we take the 5-year one. Okay, here we take the 5-year one. Okay, so we take the 5-year one. Look at here, look at here. So we look at the latest column. Latest column, and then we look at here. So we take the 5 years growth figure. We take the 5 years growth figure. Okay, so this growth figure, we take 5-year CAGR of diluted EPS adjusted. Okay, so this is the growth rate where we take. Okay, so why is 5 years? Okay, we take 5 years. So for example, this company, okay, so for example, this company for the past 5 years, so maybe it grow from 1 to 1.1 to 1.21 to 1.44 to 1.6. Okay, every year this company grow by 10%. Okay, so we are taking this average growth rate every year. Okay. Wow, the note shows different. Okay, never mind. We stick to this 5 year first. Later, I will show you how to do it. My notes looks different. Okay, later I'll show you different. Okay, so here, do you understand what is 5 year CAGR right now? Do you understand what is 5 year CAGR right now? Okay. Okay, 5 year CAGR means we are taking just average growth every year. We're just taking average growth every year. Okay. Yep. So the notes say take lowest. Lowest is to be conservative lah. Okay. So let's say we just go with your note. The note is we take lowest figure. All right. Let me just do this. Okay. So what we are taking here right here is we will take growth rate, and then we will take EPS. We multiply together to get the business value. Okay, so we take the real example right here. Okay. Okay. So let's say we take Facebook for example. Let's say we take Facebook for example. Okay. So for Facebook right here, we go to key ratios. We get earnings per share first. So for Facebook earnings per share, do you see 6.19? If you see 6.19, just type in 6.19. Okay. 6.19. What is the growth that we are taking? Okay. So according to your notes, let's just go according to your notes. Your notes would have go to this thing called growth ratios, right? Other ratios, growth performance. Okay. Just tap on growth performance. And when you scroll below, do you see diluted earnings per share growth? Okay. Do you see this column right here? You see 23 and 42, right? Okay. So go according to this 3, 5, 10 years. 3, 5, 10 years, we take the lowest. So 3, 5, 10 years, which is the lowest? 3, 5, 10 years, which is the lowest? 3 years, right? So it's 23.18. Okay. So let's say we take calculation. 23.18 times 6.19. So the valuation is roughly 150 . Okay. It's 143 . I just round it up at 150 . Do you all see right now Facebook valuation is at 150? If you see that, just type in a yes. Okay. Yeah, this is for Facebook. 3, 5, 10 years, we take the lowest one. Okay. 3, 5, 10 years, we take the lowest one. All right. Okay, let's do this. Do you want to practice more? If you want to practice more, just type in a 1. More example. Okay. Yesterday, we go through some of the list that we have. So Facebook, we got it ready, right? So Apple, you also got it ready, right? So why not we do for Baba? Why not you go for Baba? Everyone just go to Baba and then we do this for PEG. Okay. So for Baba, we go do PEG. All right. Okay. So for Baba, let's go for example BABA. Okay. What is Baba earnings per share? Let's just type in before I show you all. Come on. What is Baba earnings per share? Okay. All right. So we just go to key ratios and look for this thing called diluted earnings per share. 5.91. Okay. So Baba, we just take this full figure again. 5.91. Okay, 5.91. Okay, Darren, later on I'll share with you how. Okay, 5.91. Okay, let's look at growth rate. Let's look at growth rate. Wow, do you see that in their diluted earnings per share, their growth rate is 40%. If you see that, just type in 40%. All right, so for Baba, their growth rate is at 40%. Means in less than 2 years, their sales doubled. In less than 2 years, their sales doubled. Is this growth rate high or low? If it's high, just type in a high. It's super extremely high. Okay, but in terms of valuation, I would like every one of you to be conservative. Everyone just type in conservative. In valuation, we be conservative. Very, very high. Okay, so in terms of like growth rate itself, we always kept this maximum number. We always kept it at 30. Everyone just type in 30. 30, okay. Yep. Yeah, we want you all to be safe in terms of valuation. Yeah. It's not it's not 30, it's 30, it's 30, it's not 30. Okay, okay. It's 30. Walao, yo. Okay. I don't know. You know, sometimes when I say 13 now, some of you will thought 13. No pronunciation. So that's why I say 30. Come on. Okay, okay. 30 3 and 0. Okay. So in terms of valuation, although 3, 5, 10 years is more than like 40%, but if our 3, 5, 10 years is more than 30%, we kept it as 30. Okay. So 5.90 we times 30. Okay, we times 30. So what is Baba valuation? It's roughly 180 right? Yes, it's roughly 180 Okay, so this is Baba valuation. Okay, do you all get it? Okay, so let me for the last 10 minutes, let me just do a conclusion of what we learned in terms of valuation. And then I'll share with you which and when we use different valuation. Is this summary is important? Just type in important. Okay, so we have learned everything. Right now, we string our stuff together. So first, in terms of valuation, you learn this thing called dividend. Okay, dividend must be good business. Okay, actually, good business is across everything. Good business is across everything. So for dividend, it must give out consistent dividend at reasonable yield at 5%. Okay, so for dividend companies, why I ask you, why a companies will give out dividend? If the company got cash, why they give out dividend? Okay, so because the company they think that the cash they cannot have much use already. Means they don't know how to grow the money inside the company already. So that's why they give out dividend, right? So with the money with their companies, they have no way to grow. So that's why they give you as a dividend. If the companies have way to grow, do you think it's better for them to keep the cash and then grow, right? Like SGS company, right? So for a growth company type, would you think that they will give out dividend? Yeah, maybe, but they will keep more cash for company growth, right? If you know what I meant, just type in yes. Yeah. So for growth companies, a lot of time, they will not give out much dividend, although at times they give. But the companies that couldn't grow furthermore, with cash in their hand, they don't know what to do, they will give out as dividend. So dividend type of company, a lot of time, they are not fast growing company anymore. With the cash in the company, they have nowhere to spend. They have nowhere to invest. So that's why they give you as dividend. So that's why they can have a so-called higher or reasonable yield at 5%. Okay, so growth company or so-called stable companies that are still growing, very likely we will not use it as a dividend yield analysis. If you get like Apple, if you get what I meant, just give in a dividends. Okay, just give me a dividend. Just type in dividend. Yeah. All right. Okay. So this is dividend yield valuation for companies that is like likeliness slow growth. Slow growth. Okay. Slow growth company, you will use dividend. Okay. If the company slow grow, not giving dividend, just look for other company. So this is the reason some of the companies why we still invest, although it's not growing, it is because they are giving this dividend. Everyone just give me $sign, cash. Yeah, okay. So this is when we use dividend valuation. Slow growth company, maybe grow by a bit, but long-term wise, they are still generating good dividends. Okay, yeah? So next thing is this type valuation called relative PE. Okay, so for relative PE, there's 3 criteria, right? Must be stable, huge, and with moderate growth. Okay, I would say roughly anything between 8 to 15% roughly okay, as long as it grows faster than economy but grows slower in some sense that it's not as fast as all those cheetahs and fast growers kind of thing. Okay, so this is for relative PE. So for a company like just now we show like Nike. Okay, if you don't know how Nike have grown, let's look at Nike again. So if you look at Nike growth numbers, key ratios, you look at their growth numbers. Do you see that actually Nike for the, you don't look at COVID period, look at actually their growth is roughly like in the high single digit kind of range. If you see that, just type in like moderate growth, high single digit 8%, 10% kind of the single digit. Okay, so this is what we meant by moderate growth. Okay, so Nike is one of the example. Okay, you may use Apple for this as well, but Apple, if you know about them, they are changing their business model. If you know about them, they are changing their business model, not just relying on devices. They are also so-called selling services software. Okay, so you can use this for huge, stable, moderate growth company. If you understand that, just give me a 1. Is a negative growth a concern? This is all COVID period. This is all COVID numbers. Okay. Lastly, there are companies, they might be still experiencing growth. They still experience growth, maybe grow faster than 15%. So like Facebook, like Baba, they grow like, don't know, 20%, 30% every year. Okay. So that's when we can use this valuation method called PEG. Is when the company is experiencing high growth. Okay, I would say more than 15%, experiencing high growth. That's when you can use this P equals to E times G. Okay, so for this, you will take a range. So low PE, highest PE, we will take the midpoint. Okay, so here is take P equals E times G. All right, okay, so from here, like, how many valuation method that you have learned, everyone? How many valuation method that you have learned? Okay, so today we have concluded this valuation method. Yeah, let me just be very straightforward and honest with you. Is it okay that I be honest? If you're okay, just type in a yes. Okay, even until right now, I still practicing on valuation. Even until right now, I don't, some of the times, anyone is like engineers, like you must get thing exact one. Like if this is 100, you can only get 101. You don't tell me 100.1 or 99.9. Cannot, must 101. Okay, but here, especially for engineers or people who have engineering likeness, in valuation, this is not as exact one, like aga, yes. Okay, like aga. So a lot of time, what we are doing is, a lot of time, we are getting this thing called range. There isn't an exact figure one. We are getting a range or likeliness of the valuation of the company. Okay, with this range, even for Buffett, he also say the same thing. It's okay to be roughly right than deadly wrong. It's okay to be roughly right than deadly wrong. Okay, so let's say you did a valuation, company valuation, it's between like maybe 150 to 200, for example. So after you did the valuation, the company will fluctuate one ma. Okay, you fluctuate one ma. But in the end of the day, with this valuation in mind, you will know when to buy. You will know when is the likeliness that's worthwhile to buy. Compared to those who don't know, means he simply do valuation and he thought, hey, this should be 1,000. Hey, do you think it's more deadly? If you get what I mean, just type in roughly right. Roughly right. Okay. So today, what we are doing right here is we are doing something like called valuation line. Valuation line. Okay, we are doing our own valuation. Okay, so over the years, company valuation will grow, especially for gold company. So let's say this is 2001, 2010, 2020, 2030. Okay, so this company, their valuation will fluctuate one. Okay, so valuation will fluctuate. So what we are doing, we are getting a range to find out what are the good time to invest. Okay, so this is price. So when do we buy a company? We always buy the company when there is a undervalue. Okay, and then if you like to, you can sell it when there's overvalue. But for me, I always would wait this company to grow with me. Okay, so for me, I will buy when it's undervalued. All right, I will buy when it's undervalued. But in terms of when to sell, tomorrow Pauline will share with you more when to sell. Okay, so for me, when to sell is follow tomorrow the portion I will share with you. No, Pauline will share with you. Okay, so today what I'm sharing on is when to buy. Buy when the company is undervalued. Okay. Yep. If you get what all this means, just give me a 1. Okay. So with the range itself, this is where we get all the range. Yep. So you know the range, you know when is the likeliness time to buy. Don't buy it when it's up high here. Okay. How to pick such stock automatically? I know lah. Tomorrow we will show you some way to pick up good companies. All right. Okay. All right. So do you all learn a lot of things, or do you learn something today? If you learn something today, just type in I learned something today. I learned a lot today. Okay. So tomorrow, let me just go straight. Yeah. Thanks for. Can I look at summary? I want to minimize. I cannot minimize. Okay. So this is the things that you have learned for today. And do you feel that you all learn a lot more stuff than your notes today? A lot more stuff. That's why we also want to spend more time with you all just to share with you all the stuff that we learned and the experience that we got so far. Okay, so that's why you also have recording. So this is the summary for today itself. Okay, this is summary for today itself. All right. So Pauline also have shared with me. Please do remind every one of you right here. So right now still got 200 of you. So tomorrow we are starting at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow we are starting at 10 o'clock. There's a lot of things we want to share. That's why you see our information we set our start is like 11 to 1, 11 to 1. But we find we want to share more with you. That's why we also Pauline also asked, why not we start earlier? So Pauline herself also would start earlier tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Everyone just type in 10 a.m. 10 a.m. All right, 10 a.m. Okay. Yeah, 10 a.m. So there's a lot more we're going to share, like the flow itself, the thinking thought, okay? Although our purpose of this program is very straightforward. Our purpose of this program is to lay foundation and flow for you all, okay? With the foundation and flow, that's why we share with you more, so to open up your perspective to receive some of the more stringent or more bad or different way of looking at company. So that's why we like to extend time for you all, okay? So tomorrow we will start at 10 a.m. May I know why 10 a.m.? Because if we start at 11, you go to 2 p.m., everyone start 1 p.m. and you start hungry already. Anyone, right? Who are hungry right now? Who are hungry right now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why our previous experience is we go further than 1 hour. You go to 2 p.m. That's why 1 p.m. onwards, everyone hungry already, cannot think already. So that's why we shift it earlier. Because breakfast, we also start like 9 a.m. So that's why we can still hold on like 1 p.m. So this is our logical thinking. So is it okay that we share with you more? If it's okay, just give us a 10. Give us a 10. Give it a 10. So that's why I'm also reminding you, tomorrow we start at 10 a.m. All right? Okay. Yep. So we will not put ourselves in hunger. All the blood flow to all the blood flow to everywhere, but not the brain. That's why it start at 10. Okay? Great. So I hope you all have been learning so far, enjoying the sessions, have the broaden our perspective in terms of investing, but always don't forget about your foundation and flow. Okay? Can share your slides. Okay? Actually, my slide is roughly the same. Just that I write it down. Can share the book list. Tomorrow I'll prepare you a link that all the books that I read. Is it okay? Tomorrow I'll prepare you a link at all the books that I read, and then I find it useful one. Actually, it's not all the book I write, just that I find it very, very inspiring, very, very insightful. And then regardless you are in which industry, these are the books that I learn a lot one. Okay, so I'll share this link tomorrow morning. All right. Okay. So that's all for today. I'm enjoying with you all for the past 3 hours, especially for those of you keep on teasing me one. But I do enjoy the time with you, and then I really hope you all have learned a lot so far. Can share the Salesforce slide. The Salesforce slide is actually the same that I get from the investor presentation, like the IR slide one. I just copy and paste only. If you see, it's all copy and paste only. So that's why actually you can just go to the site that I showed this morning. If you forgot or don't know how to find it, when you get the recording, you just click on the portion that how I find the information. It's all there. You'll find my slides, and the slide is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I just cut and paste those that I feel is important. All right, yeah. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Esther. Yeah, enjoy print screen. Hey, don't like that, leh. Let you all see how I do my analysis, how I do my work already. Okay, yeah, but I really enjoy the time with you all, especially the learning portion, especially the interaction. So when tomorrow Pauline is sharing, do the same thing, interact, share what you learn, follow it. The interactions, it only help you in terms of like remembering, learning, okay? So this is the interactive learning that I love so much. Else, why not just buy a program, like watch YouTube video, one people talk right there, and then you just watch. All right, that's the thing that why we still keep doing this Zoom interaction learning. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you all learned so far, and then we will see you tomorrow. All right, okay, yeah. My name is Eric.Alex. Eric. Okay, so thank you very much, and then we will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Okay, bye bye.